slow it down. Rapping with the singing, I be singing, you can get it all free like welfare. Back to the beginning, know what I told ya. I got 2 degrees, now I'm dumb rich. This sound like some 718 shit. The living weirdo on the same shit. Damien, let's go buy a Lennis.
All right, we are back, man. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, man. So listen, it's grown folks talk right now.
That was fucking dope.
Because, woo! Alicia, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
What do you, seriously, from a woman's point of view, do you think it's lesbian behavior to be cooped up with women for a certain amount of days? On a place, because me personally, I said this before, that I would never want to experience anything beautiful without my woman with me. So what do you think it is?
I hadn't considered that until someone mentioned it. I didn't even think of that. That was what was going on. Didn't cross my mind at all. So initially, no, but now y'all put it the way you put it, it makes sense. It's disturbing.
Okay, but wait a minute. Wait. So the thing, no one thought that none of these chicks was trying to see any of the world. Like, if you ever get a chance to circle this motherfucker a couple of times, it get kind of interesting, right? So it's
what if that's a byproduct of freak shit?
Of what?
Going to see the culture is a byproduct of some freak shit. They happen to.
Well, you know what? No. You know what? Other people are kind of.
Anissa, put your robe on and get your ass up here. You got something to say, Anissa. Come on up here. Listen, there are so many countless videos out, guys, where there's a woman. They had a woman and they had an all-white party on the island, and she had some guy she was twerking on, and she lifted her skirt up, nothing but naked ass, and just bouncing on him, just bow, 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 bow. And her friend had the camera and went live and put the camera up like this, and she said, "Bitch, don't record me. I'm married." Ooh. And knocked the phone out of her hand. You see what I'm saying?
All right, look, that's just the deterioration of society. All right, then look, you can't get mad at every one of those fires that pop up like that. This shit is unraveling, homie.
The abuse being, I mean, it's extreme, but you have women on TikTok and all social media talking about they're worried about, they're really cautious on the women that want to befriend them, because sometimes it's a love bomb because these women are actually approaching. You know, and they don't know. It's not just, you know, you might think I'm just going to be another girlfriend with sharing intimate secrets and all that. And of course, you know, there's a lot of people who think women are half gay anyway, right? Oh, yeah. I know that's not true, but a lot of men just think that women are just like one slip up away from filling each other up. You know what I'm saying? They go to the bathroom together. They do all these kind of shit that men won't do. I mean, if we were sitting down and, hey, I'm going to the bathroom, Joe. You want to come with me?
You can't hold a woman to man standards, though.
No, I'm not holding her to a man standard. I'm saying that's one of the differences.
No, the fuck you can't,
bro. If women are lesbians and men are gay, you can hold them to the same level.
I'm not even doing that.
No, that is not the same. You heard what Jeff said, cuz that is not the same thing. That is some absolute shit when it comes to men, right? When it comes to sisters, the thing is. Look, I've been saying this ever since I was 18. Everybody like a titty in their mouth for the same reason. You feel me? Lost in translation. Look at You're like, you know what? That make a little bit of sense. That's for the same comforting effect that it has, right? Now let me finish. Let me land. Now I understand that there is a principle amongst women within their own integrity. You know what I'm saying? How it possibly may be within, you know what I'm saying, their standards or whatever. I ain't gonna project upon none good sister. You feel me? But the thing is, you can't tell. You say you might not get down with sisters, whatever. But Everybody like a titty in their mouth because it's going to have the exact same effect every goddamn time. The same as when you was 3 or 2. It's comforting, right? So the thing is, if what is the say for women partaking of that level of comfort with a woman, not necessarily sexually, but you know what I'm saying? If it's there in them in the innateness like that, being
It's
able
supposed to be
to
weak at some point.
Man, come on, Lisa. That's what I'm talking about. A real one is speaking.
What you say?
Weaned.
Oh wow. Okay. Oh wow. Hey, all right. I ain't got no problem with that.
You
I like
know
titties in my mouth. All right. What the fuck? You know what I'm
gonna tell you this. What's the girl that used to? At least you may know. What's the girl that used to be with Raven Simone and the girl Cheetah Girls, whatever they little singing group? What's the girl? She married to Israel Houghton. Lost in Translation. The gospel singer.
Keep up with all them folks, man.
God damn it, she pretty as a motherfucker. But anyway, you know, she was on her talk show, and she said she went on a girls trip, which was her last one ever. She's never doing it again. She said she got married to Israel Houghton. She went on a girls trip with her friends. She said, girls she'd been known for 20 plus years. And she said they all went, they were having a good time. She said they got back from the club. So she walked in the room. Her friend was over there naked with a dude. And she said it was a dude on the bed naked. One of the island dudes, cut up, muscles and all that stuff. And she was like, hey, she said, I got one for you too. He on the bed.
Like he a party favor.
How she don't know her friend a hoe though?
He's the chocolate on the pillow.
And she said she looked at the dude on the bed. He was like, hey, what's up? And she was like, no.
Oh gosh.
And she said she called her husband, told him the situation. He booked her another room away from them. And she took the next flight out the next day and left them there. She said they had like 3 or 4 more days left for vacation. She said she left them there.
How she ain't know her friend was a hoe?
Even let's get local. Security boss said she was laying in the bed with her husband one night, and one of her friends sent a big dick pic right to her phone and said, girl, look at the man I just finished with. And she was like, I got a husband. And she said she never talked to her again. Ain't never talked to her again.
People do marry hoes though. People do be trying to make hoes housewives. Now,
hey.
You know what I'm saying? That is a thing.
Shout out to security boss.
And they're not supposed to, but that is a thing.
Oh my goodness.
And man, if you sit in the bed, Rogan, you sit in the bed with your wife and her phone said ding.
That would never happen, cuz. Nigga, that would never happen to me, homie. I could never, ever in my entire existence be caught in any type of situation like that, ever.
Oh, how did she explain that?
She said she told her husband what the deal was. She said she was honest with him. Her friend sent her something inappropriate and she wanted to share it with her husband. And she shared it with him and said, hey, this is what she sent. And she said, don't worry about it. After this, I won't be speaking to her again.
She found out
some of these guys don't realize the level of debauchery they be saving their wives from.
That part right there.
That part right there.
Because, okay, but think about it, Alicia, me and you married, you go on a trip with your friends. It's just honest trip. Everybody having a good time. Y'all having drinks. Okay, everything's lovely. Then you walk in the room and you see a dude pulling the dick out of one of your friends and you know she's been married for 15 years. How do you come back and look at her husband in the face? That's what I'm saying. Like, Alicia, she don't have to do nothing. She don't have to do nothing on the trip. She can be honest. She ain't got to touch nobody. She ain't got to have sex with nobody. But what do you do with the secrets of your friends? And you also friends with your friend's husband.
They don't say shit. That's why the sister is fucked up as it is. They don't say nothing. They let each other slip like that.
And I don't have too many girlfriends. I usually... Well, I don't have too many girlfriends.
Go ahead, go into it. Come on.
Are you gonna come back home and say, "Loss, I was on a trip with your wife, and I seen a nigga pull a baby up out your wife"?
No, she ain't. No, she ain't finna get a baby.
No.
She ain't finna get a baby.
We hang out with our kids and friends. We're doing stuff at the library or some kind of field trip. We not.
So would you tell her though, Lisa? Would you tell on your friends?
No, she would not tell them. You should already know this.
She said no. See?
That's a woman thing.
This is why
I told you.
Men don't want their women on girls trips. Because even if something happen, if you go with my wife and you see my wife over there giving head to a man under the caboose, you're not going to come back until you're going to let her get off the plane and kiss me in the mouth.
Look, you,
hold up,
you're
nah.
gonna be saying, why isn't Alicia around anymore?
You're holding her to the
her?
no, hold up, wait. You're holding her to the accountability that you hold a brother to. You can't do that, dog. Women do not have that type of integrity between one another. Not like that.
You're right.
Like, man, she get off the plane, she go like,
I'm looking at Alicia. I'm looking at Alicia over there. She like this. She over there like this.
They gotta have a lot of leeway with one another because they fuck with too much drama. And so
she sucked in my tongue, and 24 hours ago she had that thing in her mouth. You know,
nigga, but you didn't know you had a hoe though. Again, it comes right back to the same thing. How don't none of y'all know y'all got a hoe if you got a hoe, cuz?
Rogish, stop the bullshit.
Who ain't no who's trying to stop your bullshit? Who the fuck laced you? If they did lace you, why they lace you so old? If they didn't lace you younger.
Okay. And the same thing applies to some of our mamas. Some of our mamas
You
was
damn
hoes.
skip- you
When we
damn
gonna
skippy.
realize that our mamas was some hoes?
You damn skippy. You better realize if your mama was hoeing or not, because hoeing was a common thing back in those days.
Hold on. But how many men love their mama and knowing that their mama is a hoe?
All right, well, shit. If they do, all right. So you ain't supposed to love your mama if she home. I mean, you want her to do better or whatever. I don't know if I can hate mama. You know what I'm saying? Even as a crack bean mama, you always was a black queen mama. You know?
Hold on.
You gotta have.
So Tyler Perry knew his mama, found out his mama at 50 that his mama was a whore.
This nigga said Tyler Perry, cuz.
To the same situation, Tyler, Kirk Franklin, fucking Arnaz J just admitted it on Shannon Sharp on Club Shay Shay. All these different people found out that their mama slept around and their daddies are not their real daddies. And they found out at 50 years old. Do you know what kind of hole that puts in a man?
Yeah, because black people was bred as fucking animals, but they don't want to fucking tackle that part of their history, nor blame the motherfucking devils who responsible for the shit.
I.e. motherfucker is the word, the root word, or the word that you can say back in the day where they blindfolded the mama and blindfolded the son, made them have sex to have stronger slaves. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a woman who has a man who's working 12-hour shifts, who's working 12, 13-hour shifts. She'll go down to the local bar, have a one-night stand, get pregnant, and this man raise it. Can you imagine looking over at your wife while you watching The Wheel of Fortune, knowing that big old belly she got didn't come from you?
Do you imagine? Have you ever listened to? Hold up, you grew up listening to Rudy Ray Moore. Did you listen to any of the other party records that was within that pantheon of blues style of comedy, as they called it? Who else did you listen to along with Rudy Ray Moore?
Red Fox.
All right.
Richard Pryor.
Yeah. You listen to Miles Mabley.
Miles Mabley with the teeth. Come on now.
LaWanda Page.
Wanda Page, crazy ass.
Leroy and Skillet.
My daddy listened to all that shit.
Wild Man out of Florida. Wow, man.
But that's the point that I'm making.
No, I'm saying the things that they talked about. When you listen to the blues, you hear all of that there. This is something that has been a running culture with black people the entirety of the time. You're just looking at a new style of the shit. It comes from the very same place that all the other shit comes from. And black people don't want to talk with that.
I agree with you. I think when a woman, if Alicia goes out right now, me and her are married, and she goes out and has sex with another man, and she gets around her friends, I'd be like, she me. Know what they're gonna say? Girl, he must have did something. She ain't gonna just cheat for no reason.
Okay, so that means that the shit has become
now hold on. Now let's reverse it. BMU cheated on Alicia. That dog ass bitch ass nigga. As much as she do, she raising them fucking kids, and she always there for that nigga. He ain't shit. Fuck that nigga. Girl, matter of fact, my brother single right now, and he'll treat you like a queen. I don't give a fuck.
What type of society are you trying to project that preferred morality within? Because you have a sense of morality that you believe that this fucking society is worthy of being able to achieve.
They not. They not. I agree with you. They are not. Lost in translation. Why are these women going on girls trip? Because you never answered the question. You kept use over there with your head back doing the LL Cool J licking lip thing. Why are these women going on girls trips?
I already know why they at the girls trip. They going in and enjoy themselves with themselves. And the guys are just the party favors. Have you ever seen them trips down at the Jamaica when they're on them rafts?
And the man rubbing mud all over their asses?
Yeah.
Oh,
All up on the good ship lollipop.
Yes. Yes.
Hey, why do you think STDs is high with just the women? You know what I'm saying? It's higher with women. They're saying it without saying it. You know what I'm saying? They're saying, well, the guys are giving it to them. Even if that was so, that is a high ratio. I'm gonna put it to you like in sales, that would be a hell of a closing rate. And I don't think guys are closing to that clip. I think that the women are making it easier for each other to, you know what I'm saying? So enjoy themselves.
Even the massages, even the ladies that go on girl trips and get the massage. I just saw, what's the girl name from Escape? With the big titties and big old face. Something like this right here. What's her name? Candy.
They all got that.
They're
from Atlanta. They all got that.
So they went on a girls trip. The men in there sticking banana dildos down their throats and they biting them and licking the chocolate off the head of the fucking dildos. They're all married.
They from
Atlanta, you know what I'm saying?
Though. That's what they do there, though. Come on now. They've been doing that there for a long time.
Let me tell you something, man. If I look on a video and see my wife sucking a banana dick and a man pushing it down her throat, we're gonna have a motherfucking problem.
Of course, you're gonna have a problem. But this why I asked you earlier before, what do you recognize the society that you're in, that you're charging to a certain quality of morality? What is it? What have you seen that within a running cultural character of this society that would show you that perhaps maybe it's worthy of being able to achieve it?
You're telling me all of us that it is too much to ask to not shove a fruit down your throat? That's too much to ask?
You goddamn in America, come on, man. Where y'all think y'all at, man? Where y'all think y'all at, cuz? Y'all, you know what? Y'all like the black people who get mad at Trump and shit. Like he a foreigner from somewhere else, and his values.
I'm ask the woman something. I'm ask the young lady something. I need to ask the young lady something on the panel. Alicia, I got a question for you.
Yes.
You go to Jamaica. I walk in the room, and I'm going to give you a tantric massage. Now, you motherfuckers don't know what that is. Google it. And you sit down, and you got your bra and your panties on, and I get the oil. I'm the masseuse, and I'm rubbing up your pelvis and up between by your cat and up in your ass.
Why you say pelvis like that?
I'm seeing these women, dude. I'm seeing these women on the table. He's giving these tantric massage. These men giving them massages. The dude come in with his hat turned backwards. He got all on his arm.
What your algorithm tuned into, cuz?
No. Listen, these are real, bro. These are real massages, bro. You know, we're content creators. We got to be on top of this shit. These are real massages. These women lay on the table in their panties and they bra. The dude oils them up really, really good. And he runs his fingertips down their their thighs. And they sit on the table like this. Oh my God. Oh, this shit. They're married women. What do we talk?
What do you think marriage is? Well, okay, look, again, you're projecting marriage should be something that apparently it ain't no more.
Let's reverse it. An Asian lady saying, no, all up my back. Then she flip over, and then you see on camera just stroking my dick. Is that cheating? Would you consider that cheating, Alicia? Is that cheating?
Not in Japan.
Don't let anybody touching me. Okay, gentlemen, would you all say that most women are
horse?
I wasn't going to say that.
Let's let her say.
Hypersexual, or is this the norm?
Yeah, it's a norm. Yeah, it's a norm, especially in America.
You know what? It's more of a group thing because you could start out like just fine, but you get a group of ladies. If there's just one hyena amongst The chick.
It's like contagious. It spreads.
Pathogen.
Also,
A whole pathogen, goddamn. God damn. We done figured it out. Eureka.
The one chick is wild.
It's viral on these bitches.
She's gonna spend the whole vacation trying to pull you guys in her direction.
Exactly, our pain. Exactly, our pain. My
Okay, but this is why you need pimps, goddammit. Y'all mad at hoes. Then you supposed to have those who know how to keep them bitches in motherfucking check. But no, y'all didn't want no fucking pimps around. Everybody talk bad on the pimp. Everybody talk down on the pimp. And now here y'all are with renegade stampede hoes every motherfucking where now.
I don't care what Rogish. I don't care what you say. If you're,
I don't you don't care what I say, goddamn it. My goddamn spidey senses are tingling right now.
If you are married, Rogish, and you see a video of your wife licking a banana dick from under an armpit with some chocolate on it, you are going to have a problem with it. Get the fuck out of here.
Nigga, look, I would never be with a chick like that. No, a chick could hide that shit from me.
And they got the
hide that shit from me. I ain't got that kind of sucking in me, cuz, for real.
Our pain is right. Alicia is a great woman. You could tell that she's a good woman.
She ain't never had none of that. I want to do that. I don't understand.
Alicia, hold on. If you was on a trip and you was an honest woman like you are now, and you go on a trip, and they say, "Oh, girl, I got," and the woman that's getting married or whatever, "Oh, I got us all massages for tomorrow." And y'all like, "Yeah!" Y'all ain't got to pay nothing. Yay! And you go in and you go lay down and you come in and the man start rubbing his fingers down your ass and touching your chin. Are you gonna stop him?
No, I'm not getting on the table. I'm not getting on the table.
She said she's not getting on the table. That's not the type of shit she is.
So, no, I don't want anybody touching me.
Okay, good.
I'm not.
You know that's how massages.
Now look. We cannot speak upon the preferred archetype and character of woman. It has to be. Yeah, where I'm pointing at. There we go. It has to be women that speak upon that, and they have to exude that, and that which they exude got to be uplifted over the whole shit. The thing is, the whole shit is going to be there. Whole shit done went quantum, like everything else done went quantum. So this is where we at with it.
Pull Anissa's comment back up. I'll pull it up. She said you send her to work every day. How do you know she don't do the same thing with her boss and a coworker? Anissa, we ain't even got to that yet. We haven't even discussed the PTO hoe. We ain't discussed the PTO hoe. The PTO hoe is the wife that go to work and she use 8 hours of PTO to go suck dick and fuck all day and then come home like she tired from work when she done got that dick slammed down her.
PTO crashes, I'm sleeping.
PTO hoe. Listen, it's a PTO hoe. They fucking in the back of cars. They sucking dick in the back of boardrooms and they're taking PTO time to get hotels with these niggas.
All right, damn.
Oh my God.
Let me just say this one thing. Here's the misnomer, right? And that's the problem I think we have. I mean, we're calling the women hoes based on the result of what they might do. The fact is that there's a lot of guys who are married to women that they don't really know.
They don't.
Now, these women have a facade. Some of them have a facade on when they marry you. Your sex is nice and pristine and shit like that. And, and she only puts one leg up instead of two, whatever.
Sucker.
And then, when she gets alone and she gets with that guy, you know what? Everything goes. That's why a man can't take a woman back after she cheats, because his mind says, everything I don't get, she's giving that motherfucker a friend.
Baby, I'm not choking on your dick, but she go cheat with the man. She at work.
Right. If she come home, she got
wires. You also got to know how to open up the freak in your woman, though. Cuz wait a minute, if you ain't opening up the freak in your woman, that's on you, homie, for real.
The problem with a lot of guys, and this is not, this guy.
Now, if she a hoe, that don't count. Because
you're right about that. You got to know how to open it up. But a lot of guys, unfortunately, are stupid. They want to marry the chick, and they get intimidated, and she know everything under the sun. Now, the fact is, like I said to these guys, when I got married, my wife was she was pretty, shy. But if she learned anything, I told her, if you learn some shit out there, man, I better get all of that in my marriage. I said, you guys thought I was crazy. I was that serious.
Let me tell you a secret. You will never get what she gave them other niggas.
Well, you know what? But at least I asked for it.
Never.
At least I
What are
asked
they
for it.
giving? What is going on?
Listen. There's women out there. There's women out there that are sucking multiple dicks at one time, going down the line, right? Like
That's a hoe. That's a hoe. You don't judge hoes. You don't judge hoes.
Hold on. No.
You don't judge hoes.
Hold on. Let me tell you something. I'm in corporate America. I'm working with women that's making six figures, where their hair every day, smell good every day, look good every day. Every day, you wouldn't be able to tell. You'll look at them like, damn, that's a good woman. But if you sit and listen to them for 10 minutes, you'll know without a shadow of a doubt that they fucking that manager over there. They on lunch.
That's
they
all that level is about. Is about coke and fucking. That's all they about, dog.
But guess what? These bitches are good. These bitches are good at being chameleons. You know why? Because when they get off work, they straighten up their pantsuit. They fix that little bob they got cut. They go in there and fix it, wipe their lips off a little bit, fix their makeup, and they come out. Their husband picking them up in the car. They're carpooling.
Eyes wide shut. Eyes wide shut.
Hugging the husband like this. Hey, baby. Oh my God, I missed you.
You the one who got a problem with it. But that's eyes wide shut. That's how that shit rocks at that level. Why you think? Wait, hold on. Let me land. Why you think? Why you think the Epstein fucking file was so long as it is?
We ain't talking about Epstein. We talking about
What we're talking about is a society that you seem to be neglectful of actually acknowledging how it's been the entirety of the time, and seem to try to hold it to some form of morality that you believe it had. What in the past? What, nigga, the 50s, the 60s? What we got to get back to with this society?
I believe if I'm married to Alicia, Alicia is not that type of woman. She wouldn't be that type of woman.
Well, listen.
Okay, but she's not in the pantheon of the women that you've been talking about, though.
Before y'all just say that, though, listen. Anybody who has a woman that's close to them, and I know Briam, you said, "Well, my wife." Well, I'm just using that as an example because she was really refined. But the point is that if you have a close woman, you married to a woman, BM, this is for you. Yeah. I mean, you tell me your wife ain't never do that. And you said, man, where did she learn that shit from?
Exactly.
You never got that. You never got that.
Listen, what niggas don't admit, we gonna talk about it tonight, Arcane.
Let me ask you something.
When your wife do some helicopter pussy shit, you like, God damn.
Notice you saying when. Notice you saying when. Notice you saying when.
When she put the helicopter shit on you,
when she do something that you don't know about her, how is it that you don't know her?
She get on that dick and do this.
So,
like, damn, where the fuck she get that shit from?
Okay, so now let's talk about prevention, because that's actually within the profession I am. I'm within prevention. So let's talk about how one can actually be more aware that they might be connected to a woman of such character. Undesired character, if you will.
Rogues, you're acting. You know what the biggest trick the devil did? Convincing people he didn't exist.
Exactly.
What the devil got to do with a hoe?
There are women out here right now that are fucking hoes, and you would never fucking know it. And you can't.
Nigga, I would know any motherfucking hoe that came around me. Don't try to lump me up in your shit, homie. Hold up, cuz. Nigga, I was given the game in the motherfucking early 80s, homie. Tell me when you got laced, cuz. Okay. You mean to tell? Hold up, bro. Wait a minute. Don't be put everybody in your pantheon, homie.
Put you with these PTO hoes, you would not know.
You fucking crazy. I don't know a hoe. Nigga, look, hoes expose themselves to me, motherfucker. What you talking about?
Okay. You Professor X.
No, I ain't no Professor S, but that, like they say, it's in you, not on you, motherfucker. That's the cloth that I'm come from. You feel me?
So you ain't never been treated.
Say no, I ain't not. Fuck no, I ain't never been no motherfucker. That would belie the earlier training of my earlier two uncles as early as 1985, nigga. Are you fucking kidding me?
Lost.
Never been no motherfucking trick. Ever.
Have a woman ever manipulated you, Lost?
Listen, to not incriminate myself, let me ask you a question, Blake.
Answer the question, nigga.
Let me ask you a question in a minute.
Okay,
let me ask you this. Say, for instance, you go to the store, right?
Yeah.
And you go pick up a puppy. You know what I'm saying? So you take about 2-3 weeks, you train the puppy, teach him to use the bathroom outside, teach him how to sit up and beg. The next day you come back, your puppy in the kitchen cooking French toast. Let me ask you a question. You gonna ask where he learned that from, or you gonna what you gonna do? You gonna eat French toast or not?
Whoa.
That's
Where
all.
the fuck that come from?
You know you can teach your dog how to eat French toast. Let's just say some folks have had some puppies follow them home, man. How about that?
Shut up, Anissa. Listen.
There's no way. That shit's perfectly in the gut.
Hey, because R-Pain, let me tell you what R-Pain did one. I know a lot of people shocked themselves. I thought they was going to take my channel out to R-Pain because I think R-Pain put a lot of men in self-deletion mode one night. R-Pain was like,
damn.
what happens when your wife then had that thing up in her? He just doing it like this here. Then he sent her back home to you. And I'm like, oh, my God.
You with a hoe. You with a hoe. You with a hoe. Motherfucker, I put it in a song or whatever. You know what I mean? What the fuck? Look, this was the shit that I saw with the niggas in the Black Manosphere. You know what I'm saying? Back in 2007 when they was doing all that lamenting of all the relationship and all this shit. And it's like, nigga, y'all don't know y'all with hoes, cuz.
Well,
and it still seemed to be the term of the sense of the day, almost 20 years later. So the thing is, hoes done already done digivolved and everything. So and they're no longer hidden. You know what I'm saying? They're quite transparent. So how you don't know you got a hoe in these contemporary days and times?
You got transparent hoes that you could talk to for 5 minutes and know, yeah, she didn't have a past. But dude, you have to submit that there are women out there who are so good at this shit that you would never fucking know.
Nah, sorry. My magnetics is different, homie.
Oh,
This
okay.
nigga too cool. This nigga too cool.
My magnetics is different.
This nigga Terrence Howard.
Go ahead.
It's just yo, bro. I'm just a chip off the iceberg, nip off the pole weenie, cause it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? We tell it like it TI is where I'm from the entirety of the motherfucking time. It's like Bilal said. This might sound like some pimp shit to you, but I ain't pimping. Please forgive me if I appear to. I'm just a nigga that says what he means. The same fucking shit, cuz. So and late. So it is what it is. I ain't never gonna not have a hold detector.
A man that ain't never been heartbroken. It's a few niggas in the Bible was
Who said
heartbroken.
ain't never
This
been
nigga ain't
heartbroken? Nah, if a hoe break your heart, wait a minute. What you doing loving hoes?
You just this whole shit. Forget the hoe. Forget the hoe.
You can't forget the hoes, because this motherfucker been bringing them up for the last 30 minutes.
I just asked you, have you ever been in a relationship with a woman and you found out she was something else that you didn't know she was?
Nah.
Maple syrup.
And I've been married twice. I knew who they was. Knew who they was through and through.
Get the fuck out of here. Oh
Knew who they was through and through.
Hold on. So you knew the first wife was a hoe?
I know. You sound like you're accustomed to a woman not opening herself up to you, homie.
So hold on.
That's what it sounds like. That's the vibes I'm getting, cuz.
If you got married twice, there was something happening in the first one that you didn't know.
Well, no, the first one we were just too young. That's all it was.
I'm trying to hear that.
That's all it was. We were too young. We're way too young. We're way too young. The second one lasts for 10 and a half years. So what's up? It's real talk, huh? What the fuck? It's real shit.
Talk to the nigga.
Look at Hunter Watson. Like, I ain't gonna look at French toast ever the same again.
What else you trying to say something? Go ahead, man. What you got to say, man?
I'm still trying to understand what. So all of what I'm hearing you say right now, bro. I'm trying to understand the delineation of women. Like, are all women hoes?
No.
What classifies as a hoe? What does a hoe look like? Like, I'm because I'm agreeing with Blake, man. Like, you not always gonna see that shit. Like that shit don't always just pop out at you. Like these motherfuckers got good games. So
look, nah, they don't have to have a good game. These bitches is out like they the next letter in the LB community, nigga. Fuck you talking about?
This nigga is Donahue. Listen, I'm trying to understand why you don't think that women can fool. They can, bro. They can.
They can fool somebody who don't know. Yeah,
okay, look, brother. Look, everybody don't have a 99 Madden rating, my G. So I'm trying to understand.
So how
look,
would you
man,
not know your woman is a hoe though? What do hoes do? What do hoes do?
Listen to me.
Everybody get mad that hoes get down. So if hoes get down, how would you know that the woman that you with like to get down a whole lot more than you like to get down? How would you know that?
Hear the perspective that I'm trying to come to you from. I'm coming to you as a barely graduated, weed smoking, just trying to get by type of motherfucker. What makes you think I have the ability to be able to see all of what you're saying? Like what makes you think that my experience gives me the ability to see all of what you're saying? You're not even
necessarily your experience. I'm assuming that you have a certain desire of a quality of woman. Do you not?
Okay. Yes, I do.
All right. So if you ain't got a bar, you're gonna accept whatever the fuck comes to you. You don't strike me as that type of a cat, cuz. So I would think that you would have, you know what I'm saying, a lot more discerning powers, and then, you know what I'm saying, some simp out here who just in love with a stripper type shit. You know what I'm saying? Because what BMU
just see, that's that bullshit. That's that bullshit.
Ain't no bullshit. That's what you describe with the bride to be who was getting ate out by her friends.
What I'm saying
that's
to you
some
is
stripper hoe shit.
No, you're not listening. There are women out here in pantsuits who are making 6 figures a year driving a Lexus that work for huge companies who put on shoes, pantsuit every day, look gorgeous, look amazing, and they're sucking dick on their lunch breaks. I'm telling you that there are corporate women out here who are making great money.
Corporate America works. Why you so new to that though? They been doing that.
I'm not new to it. I'm trying to tell you. You thinking that why don't you marry the woman with the tight leather pants with her ass out? No, I'm talking about the woman who's dressed well, look well, hair done, nails done, go get her shaves, go get her goddamn waxes done. I'm telling you, women who are professional women who go who are married, who pick up niggas at the bar when her job sent her out of town.
The thing is, you believe her fucking appearance. You don't know how to get her to be motherfucking real as she is. No bullshit.
So I gotta apply for the job or find out if they hoes.
The thing is, okay, look, one, you gotta already assume that what she belongs to is something that is outside of herself that she's trying to have you be holding to. First and motherfucking foremost. Because that's why they have that toxic ambition that they got to the point to where they will do some hoe shit.
Get up here, Alexis.
You want to say something, sis?
No, she was just saying, hey to Alexis.
Oh, sorry. I was
She said, shout out to sucking dick on lunch break. Wow.
I thought she said, are you serious? Wow. So I wanted to give her the floor if she wanted. And we talking on, you know what I'm saying, women. So I don't, you know what I'm saying, want to hog nothing. So is there something
you know what? Here's the thing. I kind of expect the chicks in the pantsuits to do stuff like that. You know who you don't expect to do that?
The preacher's wife.
Them, and go down to the local library. The chick with the big thick glass. That chick is all like a little bookworm, you know what I'm saying?
The librarians, they
a little bit more than that bookworm, you know what I'm saying?
Teachers are the biggest freaks, and it ain't nothing wrong with them for doing that and being like that. Teachers are the biggest freaks.
At least you okay?
That's what we do. You know
I want to be a librarian at some point.
You want to be a librarian? Ooh, and librarians are freaks too, but they're not freaks out there to everybody. That's the thing. There's nothing wrong with a woman being a motherfucking freak. It's just that when she put that shit out to the community, that's what makes her a hoe.
She know her way around the Dewey Decimal System, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh yes.
You know what I'm saying? Periodicals.
Ain't nothing wrong with freaks. Ain't nothing wrong with sluts, right? They gave slut a bad name because they didn't attach slut to hoe. You know what I'm talking about?
You're looking for a book that shows how to lay pipe. Let me show you. Come down here. Let me show you. There's plenty of books on pipe laying. I can show you.
Velvet Jones of
it. Right here.
Right here.
Here's Tahiti.
Okay. Come on over. You see that titty right there? That's mine.
Vietnam.
You ever heard of Dick Tracy?
You niggas.
Oh my gosh.
So,
Sherlock
so the thing
That
is,
is killing my dreams.
no.
I'm
Follow
joking,
your,
I'm joking,
please,
I'm joking.
yeah, please follow your
Rogish,
dreams because
we just playing with you. But Rogish, I want to say this breaking news. I know y'all saw it probably. Y'all see your boy Tyler Perry then got hit with this y'all see it?
Yes.
no,
I saw
what do you
it.
got?
Sexual assault. Sexual assault.
It's his turn now.
Get out of here.
Is it? Yes, sir.
$1 million.
They got 200. They suing him for 260 million.
Oh man, get out.
How much is he sitting on? How much is he sitting on right now?
Oh shit, he a billionaire.
Okay, so that's why they don't want the billionaire busters, cause they don't want nobody to be at that level.
You
for
know
some
what,
reason,
man?
so.
You know,
Black man, don't be holding him in suspense. Tell him who it is.
Oh, it's we not gonna let you sponsors get in there.
It's Christian Keys.
What's that?
Christian Keys. You know him. All the black women love him.
Which
It's
role,
a dude?
which role has he got?
Yeah, it's a dude.
It's those people who like to eat
I'm
vegetables.
pulling them up right now. Hold on.
Well, they make you to do business with them. They
ain't
make you
getting
sell
no
your
two- he ain't getting
soul,
no
booty
200
hole,
something million dollars. Get out of
firstborn, life of a beloved. You want to be a star?
What you said, Jerry?
I want me some glory hole.
Uh-oh.
Mm.
And you know what? And Tyler Perry is sitting over in the corner right now, mad. Over there writing another movie talking
Nappy head motherfucker.
yeah, let me share the screen with y'all so y'all can see who this nigga is. This the dude right here.
Jeez, it's all bullshit, man.
Allegedly.
Man, he got. Well, you know what? If he got that many headshots as a man, you all get it.
Just look at it. Are they all the same person?
Now, Arpain, you know he an actor though.
I don't care. I don't care.
It doesn't look
Hold
familiar.
on, this is the cat he with.
No, this is the cat that said he sexually assaulted him.
You click on one so it could be bigger. So we can see
Whoa, pause. Click on it so it can get bigger. What's really happening here? This is ridiculous. Let me get this off the screen for our pain. Get us damn.
I just wanted to see a closer look on it.
Was he an actor in one of his movies that he tried to cast and couch shit
I'll be
on?
right back.
Quite a few.
Word. The cast, so they be doing that cast and couch shit.
playing.
So is that devil worshiper when they do the casting couch stuff? Is that like clear sign that they into that devil worship
it's
aspect
extortion.
of Hollywood?
Yeah, it's devil worship. It's devil work. Devil work. Demon time.
I never believed in the devil, but it's like a lot of people do.
It's
And
demon
it's like,
time,
it's-
man.
it's-
Shit,
it's
man.
like- I never understood.
Demon time.
But the thing is, how is that
Demon
shit
time.
real? How is that shit real? How the hell is demons real to that degree when
Well,
all
no,
it takes
well,
when all
you
it
know,
takes is
if
people
you
making a
don't-
choice?
Right. Yeah. I mean, even if you don't believe in the devil, there's still evil out there, and you should
Yeah,
be,
you see it through the
about
people.
the difference between good and evil. And if you're as astute to know a woman from a hoe, you should be able to know good from evil.
Good point, Mr. Payne.
Well put. Touche.
Touche, Payne.
Mm.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, man. So 200. What the hell? You ain't getting no $260 million. First of all, if you're on the jury as a man, I was like, how come you didn't punch this motherfucker in the face? I mean,
he
you
looks
ain't
pretty
gonna
strong.
convince me.
They not
You ain't
finna
gonna
do that in
convince me
Hollywood,
that
but that's how they
he-
get down.
But $260 million worth.
I mean, but no, they got to. The thing is, they got to tax. They got to tax some part of. Okay, one.
They got to make it hurt, man.
It's not about being fair. These pilgrims like to add insult to injury. They like to add insult to injury. So it's like, look, they're able to get 2 birds with 1 stone.
It's just hard for a man. If there was a woman, that's one thing. It's gonna be hard for a man to say, well, you took advantage of me, pooped me over, and plucked me in the butt. Like, come on.
The same thing could be said for Terry Crews, though. You know what I'm saying? With the Peckerwood coming and
you know how much flack he got?
In the party.
He got for crying like a bitch, you big muscle bound motherfucker.
Yeah, for real, he did.
He got a lot of flack for that.
Something happened to Terry Crews.
This is why dudes.
Where you been?
This is low key why dudes jump off
You stay
the
out
bridge
the way.
at the rate
Huh?
that they do.
She be out the loop.
Y'all don't Pluto now. She's the last one we got it now.
I love Terry Crews.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. So the thing is, he actually for the last like kind of 4 to 6 years been like spurring this part of this Me Too. He been like hit the male part of the Me Too movement.
Yes, he's been the face of it for sure.
Yeah, he's been he-tooed.
Yeah,
he's been he-tooed.
Yeah. When he first
not to
came
laugh
out,
at that. That's fucked up.
when he came out, and he said, "The God touched my wee wee," right? I mean, you see, he got muscles on muscles, right? So the God touched my wee wee. Everybody looked at him and said, "What do you mean the God touched your wee wee and shit?"
He didn't say touch.
He
didn't say touch. He said he was gross.
Beat his ass. Then he went into the reason why he ain't beat his ass. I wanted to still work. I wanted to do all this other horse shit.
That's how they do it.
I wanted fame. If I kicked his ass, I would never be on screen. And that's exactly what the women from the Me Too movement did too. They wanted to be famous, so they said, "Shit, you know what? I've been giving up pussy.
But I have my dignity.
Dignity has nothing to do with it. I've been giving some ass to guys for chicken dinners. I give ass to this guy, I could become a millionaire."
But Hollywood been on that though, so you can't really hold Hollywood to no moral accountability.
Well, that's what I agree with that.
I've never held Hollywood to a moral accountability. Everything's for sale, and potentially anything is.
Oh,
so you got to know that's what, and the reason why is
You've been watching the Iran Israel fight too much, man.
Nah, that's Eddie Murphy, man. That's Eddie Murphy. Ever since I was a child, I'd have picked up on that, cuz it's like, yo, okay, that was his way of you know what I'm saying? Let it be known of the small hats, as they call it. You know what I mean?
That's where that's from, guys.
These foxes call us small hats.
If it's Mama Coven, Cassius Clay, I'm call him Clay.
Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali. Respect the man reaches Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali.
Anyway, so where are we going with this whole thing? So
yeah, man, he too.
I mean, so he did.
I mean,
they yoinked him right out of here, cuz they yoinked him.
I'm gonna say this is why dudes jump off the bridge at the rate that they do.
Why is that?
You're looking at the entirety of it.
Yeah, the entire, because even though he got muscles and he wanted to do so, like there's shit like this that is happening to men. Like there are teenage boys that are getting played with by their teacher and shit, and nobody's taking that serious. Like all of this kind of shit is happening, and this is why dudes are jumping off the bridge at the rate that they are, because nobody's taking it serious. Like it is a fucking joke. It is a complete fucking joke.
Anything coming from Hollywood, I wouldn't lump it into a preferred style of engaging or whatever, because again, it's been faulty from the jump. But when you're talking about something that is on the local social healthy level, that is, you know what I'm saying, schools, you know what I'm saying, things like that, that's different, right? Households, all that's different. That, come on, you know, I don't take Hollywood serious, cuz everything is potentially for sale. So I'm not going to hold any space where anything's potentially for sale, anything's potentially up to be degraded or exploited or whatever. Fuck that. No, I let them play the devil ways that they clearly show that they like to play. And everything outside of that, all right, then we can now start potentially holding some form of an objective, preferred style of morale just for the sake of maintaining a healthy character and a healthy state of something. But
You think that's
Hollywood,
why everything's so expensive over there, so they keep their thumb on people's neck? They can do whatever they want to do.
in Hollywood, you talking about
Yeah.
California?
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, this is the thing with California. It's all an illusion. It's just like Vegas, but they don't call it that. They don't call it that. Vegas is an illusion. California is an illusion. It is the only thing that's out there is mask. That's like where the American dream, like the real true American dream that they really try to create. That's where it is. That's where they try to create that shit.
That's why they make the mask. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they make everybody believe in the perspective of that illusion of it
Coach.
in various styles.
Where you been, Ferg? Where you up, man? Where you
How you
going? Where you been,
doing?
man?
Peace, Coach.
What's happening, Coach?
Yeah, doing, man.
Doing
What's
good,
going
man.
on, man? Where you been hiding, man? On vacation, buying property? What the hell you doing, man? You doing something?
I had one of my lifelong friends came in town, and really good brother, man. So
Don't say you went on a boys trip.
Don't fall into that one, man. You don't know what the conversation we had just a little while ago. You know what I'm saying?
if I ever go on a boys trip, if I ever go on a boys trip, find a place for me to stay.
There you
If
go.
my wife ain't having it, and I ain't going and sleep with no P-pap wearing old ass dudes like me. Nowhere. We ain't gonna be in nobody's.
Trey first, and he pack his bag and he got 6 bottles of baby oil. You better look out. You just lost your
No, wherever I go with men, I can make it back home by midnight. I ain't going overnight. Unless we gambling all night or something.
So you ain't going camping out into the woods and shit, man. It's rough.
With my wife, but I ain't going out there in no Brokeback Mountains. No.
Listen to the wolves.
All right, look.
You know what? I take great pride in being one of the only guys I know who never even watched 1 second of that goddamn movie.
Mm.
I didn't watch 1 second. I said, I'm not watching this goddamn thing. No way.
I haven't seen it, but I remember being in my bedroom and my ex was in the living room with his brother.
Watch.
I didn't know what they were watching, and I don't think they knew what they were watching. But all of a sudden, I go, whoa, no! I'm like, what is going on?
Why would you watch it? What?
Guess they saw a scene.
So they all the way build up.
They look like ghosts, and one of them was really dark. They look like ghosts. What happened? They didn't want to talk about it.
You know that
Because
is so
everybody
funny.
know
I went
right
to
from
the
wrong.
movies-
Shit.
I went to the movies to see Alexander, the Great, and
Okay.
Oliver Stone did his rendition of it, right? So Alexander's over here talking to his best guy, right? And they started saying some lovey-dovey shit. And I'm sitting in the movie, right? And it's like quiet. I said, what the fuck is going on?
Watching
And
Grease.
everybody
Shit.
just started laughing. That's because they were talking to each other. I said, what the fuck is going on in here? With how much they love each other and all that. I had to walk out.
Mm.
I had to watch. I can't watch it now. I have to say that I did go back in on the Rosario Dawson part of it. You know what I'm saying? You know,
He come back to get his money's worth. You know.
yeah, I gotta get something out of this movie.
Rosario is fine. Shit.
Oh
I'm
man,
just
she had
familiar with this
the
one.
mommies out too, man. Ooh.
Was this one was Angelina Jolie in this one? Am I thinking
No,
of
it's
the right one?
a little older. It's Colin Farrell and Rosario Dawson.
Okay. Yes, I recall.
She played the queen, I think, Queen of Sheba or some shit like that.
Oh,
And he
okay.
had to go take the box. She wasn't just going to give it up. He had to go take it. I said, God damn, I could see myself in that. She growling at him and shit. The big mommies are out. I said, oh my God, this is a great scene.
He like Savage Shadow, gorilla.
You know, black men gonna clip that. You can bank on that.
All right, so let's be honest.
The whole movie. That was the only. I mean, because I was, history had talked about how Alexander the Great, how he conquered everything.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like a referendum on homosexuality. The whole movie. I said, "What the hell is going on here?"
That's all they've been about the entirety of the time, and everybody.
Hey, there's some super chats. There's some super chats in the back there, man. There's another one I think we missed that he had.
Big ass that $10 super chat. He said, "Shame on our bang."
I think he had another one too. That I think we missed.
That's the only one for this stream, man.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So let me pose a question. How many of y'all agree with BMU as far as him saying that 100% of the girl trips is solely to get their freak on? You know what I'm saying? With the
yeah, man. You gotta think about it. It depends on the station of life.
Something new tonight.
It depends on what station of life the women are in. If they're, if they're single, if the women are single, you would never let your married woman go to a girls' trip with single women. If they're all single, that's the only reason they're spending that money to get their freak on. Mm-hmm. If you have a group of wives that's going on a girls' trip, you should be able to have vet all your wife's friends, even if they're married, because you could totally tell the one who's banging it out for somebody in the goddamn parking lot. So you get these chicks, even when somebody's married, all you need is one or two who want to get their freak on when they're away from their husbands. Now, that doesn't mean your wife is going to do it, but the temptation over a 5-day period is going to be kind of tough.
But now let's talk about your wife's potential friends that you don't like and how, you know what I'm saying?
Well, she ain't going on no girl trip with them.
Let me, and how you've seen the friendship interact between them. Because my ex-wife had like 2 friends I ain't like. And the rest of them, they was pretty cool. But that was, you could tell they was loose.
Did you say anything about that? Did you say anything about
damn skip it. You every time. Right off the bat.
Yeah, I'm gonna say something about them. I told my wife, I said, listen, I don't like these chicks and they ain't good for you.
No, I asked her, is she a hoe? I straight up asked her, is she a hoe? I don't give a fuck for how she have her fun. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's in that super extreme. You want me hanging with a hoe or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Is she a former hoe?
Now, I will tell you this now. If it was all about the sisterhood, they would do what they normally do. They would go to brunch on Sunday. I'm going to tell you, women pay for discretion.
Right.
That's the reason why they get on them planes. I hate to lace your shoelaces up, but that's women pay for discretion.
Golly, I thought they were really going to see Machu
Picchu. Somebody's attorney, you know.
I don't want to, but that's the thing. I don't want to sell them short on that because how do you know that they're not trying to globe-trot? Like, let's say the ones, I think what BMU described is just outright hoes that you'll be able to tell was hoes right off the bat. They wouldn't be able to hide none of their hoetry at all. So it's like, all right, then, what? Like the sister said, traveling to see Machu Picchu or Kilimanjaro or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? They want to go to the Gold Souk in Dubai as opposed to, you know what I'm saying, go out there and be shattered upon by some old dirty ass Arab, whatever.
I think even outside of all the
gold chains, they can go to QVC. But that ain't the reason why they go to Dubai.
That's cold.
I think even outside of all the freaky shit, the girls' trips are wild because a bunch of girls together really don't like each other. Yeah, in a big ass group, you always waiting for somebody. You always gonna be waiting for somebody to get dressed, so y'all never gonna make it on time to where you going. Then there is gonna be the friend that keep trying to flirt with everybody, and you trying to tell her calm down, and she not listening. Then she get too drunk, and now she outside arguing with the police, and now 2 of y'all done got arrested, and now you calling your baby daddy back at home because you done got arrested with your friend. Even outside of the freak shit, that dumb shit. Yeah, too many of y'all together, y'all get drunk and don't nobody have no fucking self-control.
They still haven't found the chick who wandered off with the 5 chicks in down in the Dominican Republic. They still haven't found that chick.
They never found Natalie Holloway down there in South America either.
See, that was my fear, you know, traveling and because I want to see the sights, but traveling and just not having that safety. Afraid I'm gonna get chopped up and thrown in a ditch somewhere. No one's concerned about that.
You
not supposed to be my wife want to go on a girls trip. I lock her in the room and rerun Hostel all the time. Yeah, just did Hostel. This right there. Have you ever seen that movie Hostel? It's really bad.
Yeah, that's sick shit. Sick Australian shit. All right, but the thing is like, all right. So we understand the unpreferred versions of the girl trip. Do we not see any instrumental versions of the girl trip that goes on, or is it all just for fuckery? Okay, let's ask a woman. Alicia, Kathleen.
I've never been on a girls trip.
No. But you can hypothesize. You know what I'm saying? So
okay.
With 0 to 100%, same thing as I asked BMU, and that which you know of, which you would know something definitely a lot more intimately because you are a woman and you can pick up on the vibes and all that, right? The girl trips, what percentage would you say is actually for instrumental means as opposed to that which you hear about, you know what I'm saying, being for the debauchery?
I mean, I was thinking it was like 90%, like really traveling and having different experiences.
That was hope.
The culture.
Yeah.
So it's flipped. It's 90% hoes.
Ooh.
Whole activity.
I don't know if it's flipped, but I mean, that's you want to put that out there.
No,
does it seem like that?
No.
Is that is that what your woman
majority.
senses are telling you? You hoped that it was the majority of the instrumental.
Yes.
The thing, that was a lot of hope. But taking an actual look at the social scape and seeing how the culture of, you know what I'm saying, groups and girl travel, woman travel, black women travel has been, what would you say? I mean, you know what I'm saying? You hope it's 90 positive, but I ain't gonna say it's on the flip, because it's like, look, again, the world does call for people to travel it, you know what I'm saying, go from different places. Like you mentioned Machu Picchu, right? So that's someone that's interested in actually learning of the culture of a place that they travel, not necessarily just there to bust it open. When you can bust it open any motherfucking way.
Not only that, these women don't know how to spell Machu Picchu.
Look, they're the most educated. That's what they say.
They fail geography. You know what I'm saying?
That's the boast. I wouldn't say that.
Wow.
Just ask them what Machu Picchu is.
I thought that's northern South America.
Don't give me the line.
Peru?
Ask them where Lake Titicaca is.
I think it might be Peru. I think it might be Peru.
There is an exception that my wife can go on a girls trip.
Exactly. They ain't going out there for no experience, for no woods.
You it sounds expensive.
Hilarious.
There is an exception though.
Shots. You know what I'm saying? You go to this place, you got to go to shots. Why do you think they don't get on them planes and take shots and then go to Vegas?
So
they ain't trying to get stuck by no shots.
They're paying all this money just to go practice whole activity.
They're paying for discretion.
But apparently it's not that discreet. I know I live in a little box, but everybody knows what's going on.
They're paying for discretion.
Exactly.
Perhaps maybe your hope blinded you, but that's just the type of good sister that you are. You project a good sistery upon all sisters.
I don't. Right? I care less what those type of women are doing. Regardless,
right.
So
they don't even probably fall within your circles that you are, within your energy. So
yeah,
you know how I know. Listen, I live in Birmingham. You know, Birmingham is a family friendly city. You know what's not family friendly? 200 miles east to Atlanta. You know how many women that I've seen leave the city of Birmingham, and I just so happen to catch them in Atlanta.
Atlanta's only 20 miles from Birmingham?
Only 200 miles. Probably less than that. 200.
Okay, I thought you said 20. I'm like, damn, that's short as fuck.
No, that's short. That's too close.
Machu Picchu.
Yeah. Come on now. And we already know about Atlanta.
Disgraceful.
Yeah. So that's why I don't judge Atlanta. I can't judge Atlanta. Atlanta been like that for a long time. So
everybody from Atlanta ain't from Atlanta. You know what I'm saying?
Coach, what's the exception, Coach?
She's going with her mom, her aunts, a younger sister, older sister, maybe a cousin. Depends on how ratchet the cousin is. She can go on the girls' trip.
Yep.
They going.
That's a family gathering.
College sisters.
Now, if you out there busting it wide open with your mom and your grandmama, then
that's right there, buddy.
Hey, I deserve to get what I get.
Mama load the whole shit out. Mama will get right back into like, you know what? Hey,
I'm just saying, man.
Granny, no.
If Granny and all them, y'all busting it out together, then
all right, y'all, come on.
There ain't no hope after that, man.
Ain't no hope.
That's it.
35-year-old grandmamas and stuff cutting up, you know.
No, but I mean, listen, you know, Alicia, it makes sense, right? Listen, most everybody works, right? The women work, the men work. If you get 5 women together, they're gonna go to like London or Paris or some shit like that. You think they just want to go out there and look at the Eiffel fucking Tower?
I want to see the Louvre.
You can see the Louvre and get Louvre too, right? You can see the Louvre and get Louvre. I mean, it's not like you can't do both. What are you talking about?
That's projection. That's a lot of projection.
You get 5 women together, they're gonna go spend that little bit of money that they don't have to go to Paris. They ain't going. They want to in their ear, boo 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 with some shit like that. Come on, man. I mean, just like men.
That mean you don't know. That mean you don't know. You would.
Men don't have it like women because every man can't get laid like that. Every man can't get laid. And, you know, so a man could go on a trip, and you might have one playboy who's getting bust down every night in the hotel. Man, you just don't want your room to be next to that motherfuckers, right? And so the truth of the matter is, so with women, it's just a different ballgame when it comes to sexual activity.
Well, y'all, look, I'm gonna let y'all know right now. The way that y'all talk,
not you, Rogish. We know you're the exception.
No. Okay? I'm saying y'all speaking as if there is a defaulted deficit or something like that. That's how y'all speaking. Y'all speaking like there's a defaulted deficit, meaning that no one can have an awareness of a chick that get down to that severe of a fucking degree.
It's not even that severe. Not even that severe.
The woman has going to
I'm not. It's not even that deep of an degree. It's just like plain old living. You get working people who get their money together. They go on this big ass trip. They're gonna want to have fun. They're not gonna go there just to see the sights and shit. And,
her going to bust it the fuck open in the foreign land is just her fun.
You goddamn right. That's her
man. Hold up, with her hoish ass that I didn't know about, nigga. What?
No. She had a chastity belt on when you saw her, and she took that shit off on the plane. She checked
the belt.
You know what I'm saying? I'm probably free of this shit, man. I stole the key. You don't know I got the key. I made a duplicate. I mean, come on, man. We can't listen. This is not every woman. It's not. It's not everyone. It's not every woman. You know.
Nah, y'all like BMU, cuz y'all projected that the majority of their trips
for freaking. But that just keeps you from being naive.
What the fuck? Nah, look, that means that means you denying reality. Fuck being naive. They can't have shit like that. That means you deny reality that you got a hoe, and then when she really want to open up her hoe stride, now you want to be like shame.
Wait a minute. Just say, see, I'm not coming from the same premise you're coming from. I'm saying that the woman, you're calling a woman a hoe even before she goes on the trip. I'm saying that I'm just saying the chick. I said, if she ain't a virgin and she's not known the man. If a woman knows a man and she's been having sex, I don't care if she had 10 partners or not, and she likes sex. If she gets 5 women together and they go in and spend their last goddamn dime in a week in Paris, somebody's getting laid or else it's not going to be a great trip. That's what they're gonna. They want to have something to talk about.
See,
They're
that's what I don't understand. I guess that's where my disconnect is, because it's a great trip. It's a great trip if I get to visit the Louvre. I don't understand.
Not if another kid get boned or whatever.
They need you to save them. They need you. They need a woman like you, straight man, to save
you. What you're not understanding is is the flip side of that coin. What you're not understanding that a chick that'll go international to get down like that at some super freak tip, she's also going to show signs of that. You know what I'm saying? Domestic waters, cuz. For real. She gonna show signs of that stateside as well. You're going to notice those flags within her character. You're going to notice those clips.
You should notice those flags.
Unless you a sucker. You ain't finna notice it.
No, no.
Go ahead, Coach.
No, I mean, to both of y'all points, okay, yes, okay. Like, you should know who your woman is if you interacting with her every day. Her behaviors and things all of a sudden change because she just left me, then you might be ass out. But you're not necessarily, if you're working every day, 10, 12 hours a day, and you're trying to do what you have to do to support your family, then you're not a sucker if she's out here being reckless. When you find out and you say, okay, I forgive her, and you try to swooze it, then you the sucker. Yeah, but if she's doing it in the dark, she's doing it in the dark. Once it's revealed, that's where the confidence of the man comes into play. Once it's revealed, he has to be able to have enough strength and go cry in his pillow and say, man, fuck that shit.
I'm out.
But a lot of brothers don't have that confidence coming into it. I finally landed this bad one that I've been trying to get for years. And she got our Payne's baby and Hully Watts baby. And I'm trying to give her the highest status when she's really not that invested. Because if she's really PTO. Yes, and if she's really that invested, think about it.
French toast.
The kind of woman who will break somebody's heart is the woman who's reserved at home. That's why I'm not starting from the premise that the woman's a hoe. Like most of us in the West, if for the most part, if you get married, you do your best to be able to vet the woman you're with. I think I did a great job. Okay, but still, my wife did go to college. But she was. Well, I didn't know her then, but I married her from the home. So she was still living with her parents. She had a curfew, so there was some governors there, right? So you new family guys might not have that. But what I'm saying, that's where it hurts. Not for her, but I'm not talking about her. It's the reserved woman who's been your trusted mate for a long time, and she's put all these pressures she never told you about because she's holding down the house, the kids, everything. So now she's got an opportunity to spend 5 days in Paris with her friends. One of them is a freak. The other one is on a teeter-totter. The other one is cheating on her husband, and they all know it. And then they go to Paris, and they eating fucking at the Louvre, and they eating French toast and all that shit. And then some fucking Velzavu kind of guy, a couple of guys say, hey, what you guys doing here? It's nice. They had a couple of drinks. They had a couple of drinks, and they said, "Man, we ain't. You know what? It's look at these guys. Or let's go back to the hotel and look at the four walls." The two girls said, "Nah, we ain't doing that tonight. We're gonna hang out." And one drink goes to another. Man, they're dancing, and the fucking music is going and shit. Your husband's home. He's over there watching the kids and shit. And you free for the first time in 10 fucking years. And this guy ain't there. And
all she wanted was some different dick the entire time.
Fucking good right now. Jacques looks kind of good and shit. He's interested in me. He's giving me all the compliments I haven't heard in 10 fucking years. And then all of a sudden, the night gets low, the lights, and my girlfriend's always the one who's a freak is already in a corner getting fucking bust down and shit. And then now it's your turn. What you gonna do? Okay, I'm the first night I got all the power in the world. No. Second night, maybe. No. the third fucking night.
You ought to write a
Wow, you know
screenplay.
what, man? All my girls have been bust down, and here I am holding out. I got 2 more fucking days, and everybody's getting laid, and it's just me. And then we out that the night before Christmas and shit, and we go out again. Jacques is there. You know what I'm saying? It's cheap to all this pressure. I'm just
This is
trying
where
to
Tyler
make
Perry
it
get this shit from.
fit.
All right,
In my 5th day in France, you know, the Eiffel Tower, the Louvre, all that shit. I've done all that. It's just me and Jacques and all my freaky ass friends and shit. They all bust down and happy, and they're telling me about the story. All this stuff.
Y'all weave a hell of a story, man.
Unbelievable. And then all of a sudden you say, "Shit, I got 1 more day. When I go back home, I know what it's going to be about. The fucking kids, my goddamn needy ass husband,
He
all
on the
that
road.
shit. I could bust it down right now, and nobody's going to know."
Yo, you just wrote a whole screenplay, man. Look, when this show is done, I want you to feed that shit into some form of AI and make $1 million, man. You know what I'm talking about? You already got the scenes, you got the
songs. Make it
Yo,
20 songs.
all that, you gonna make $1 million. You feed this in some AI. You got to send. I'm already seeing it, cuz for real. You got the cinematography there. You got the scandal. He got the backstory and all that shit. He got the inner thoughts.
I'm just trying to paint the picture how this shit happened.
I know, cuz. Sound like you watch a lot of Lifetime. Nigga. What the fuck?
Lifetime is awesome.
And now from Baby Oil Theater. A French toast in a faraway land. The queen finds herself in France for the first time. He goes from Glorilla.
Oh man.
Home Trident. Film of the living.
This nigga said starring Glorilla.
So now
That's
Hunting
$1
Whitney
million.
is
That's $1
what I'm
billion,
talking about a little bit, right? So there you
Yes, thank you. That was quite descriptive. Thank you.
That sound like some shit.
Gentlemen,
You wake up
do
in
you
a
all
cold
believe
sweat.
Alcohol or other type of drugs are
All of it.
are
All of it.
always involved
All
when it
of
comes to
All
infidelity?
of it.
Well, that
Well,
type of
that's
infidelity.
over here, maybe.
Yeah, that type. Yeah, you doing
All
the
of
hoe's able to do what a hoe's able to do. Now, if we're talking infidelity, it doesn't always take some form of a catalyst.
Not
that is,
always.
You know, what I'm saying,
Not
outside of the two parties involved. You feel me?
Mm.
Sometimes it's
She gonna
it's
go.
just chemistry. Sometimes it's just chemistry, and yeah, you know, it is what it is. Personally, I believe that monogamy is a illusion anyway.
Hey, sometimes it's just that dude's voice. It can be anything. The way he smell. And the alcohol just be used as an excuse. Whatever drugs, alcohol. That was drunk. No, that's a damn excuse. You went for that, and yeah. So my wife want to go somewhere. She can go to the basement. She ain't going out of town when.
He said the basement.
I mean, I wouldn't force her. I would be like,
Lord,
you,
get a food for put out the heat lamp.
and I had these conversations with her. I had these conversations, and she like, no,
What does she have props down there? Or I mean, coach for her props
stand
like
in the
different
way.
No,
lands.
man. There's, hey,
Paint the sea on the wall, you know.
hey, when COVID hit, man, yeah, man, we got creative, man.
There you go.
Anybody,
Okay, all right.
anybody need their wife to practice on their little skills, man? We got old Poe over here. She can get some exercise.
Palm tree to stick.
Already. That's how you do it. You make your woman your fantasy. That's how you do it.
I don't know, man.
If you're gonna do the monogamy thing, you make your woman your fantasy, and you become hers.
I
But
wouldn't
who's
be
to
able to
say
touch
that?
my wife no more.
But how would you know that she completely opened her fantasy to you?
Is she don't have
Don't
to
worry
completely
about it.
open right off the bat. That's part of the growing process with her. If you marry, you're gonna grow into that with her. You're coming to eventually understand much of her without her giving the entirety of herself at one motherfucking point, right? Nah, it's incremental. You know what I'm saying? At her comfort level.
So
What up, Andre?
If you love her, the pace has to be set at her comfort level. If you love her.
Hey man, Bolo, man. I haven't seen Bolo around. What's going on, Bolo TV?
Man, I'm telling you, Alicia, the same women who go to the Louvre are not the same women who listen to Glorilla.
Why would you say that?
These are not the same.
But is that gospel winning, award winning Gorilla? Or
Man, you can remix the Glorilla how you want to. You can put it on ice, cut it with
Did
some
she actually make
cranberry
a gospel song?
She made
That's
a
one
gospel.
gospel album of the year. Come on, man.
I don't listen to her, so I would know. I would have
Me
no
neither. That's
clue.
what I was shocked.
She won a BET award for gospel, best gospel.
So she made
What
a
is
gospel
going
song.
on?
She made a gospel song on.
Well,
on
of course,
the rest of the
Kirk
shit.
Franklin has something to do with it, man.
Oh,
And he threw in a couple of come on now. And then next thing you know, she'd have won some gospel award.
wow. Oh yeah, that's Plant. That's straight up Plant.
Exactly.
That's straight up Plant.
Believers need to get on that. 'Cause that's disgraceful.
Angel Reese won Athlete of the Year 3 years in
For
a
the
row.
third time in a row.
Throwing up
Come on,
bricks. Come on now.
Oh,
And
you know what she did though?
Oh,
She's
she's
actually
really
gonna
attractive,
trademark
right?
me bounds. Then
What?
somebody could, try to hit her with the me bounds because she just gets her own rebound. And so somebody just threw that out there and it became like a meme, right? Me bound. The chick is smart as hell. She went to trademark. So she's gonna take it and make money off
Make
it.
money off of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how
But
you get out of
she's
it.
on cereal boxes and she's all over the place, man. She's on
Yeah.
2 different cereals, man.
My problem is she needs a little bit more muscle tone and she needs some moves down low. And she wants to be a basketball. She don't want to really play basketball. It's just a means to an end.
She can be on my team. I'll pick her ass up and rebound. That's
What's
for
the
sure.
purpose of a me bound? You know what
Well,
I'm saying?
I
she
thought y'all was
gets a
talking
lot of
about the
rebounds,
runner.
but she misses shots under
That
low.
is- Our pain, that's the symbol of failure. That means it didn't go in.
It's exactly
When
right.
we started putting a premium on failure.
She
about
absorbed it. She absorbed it and said, "Okay, me bound. That's right. It's my bound. Everything off the board is mine, even my own misses." And then
Man,
the next day, she went to trademark.
listen, could you imagine our pain if a guy went out there and had hobo on his shirt? Living free.
Yo, what's her name again?
You know what I'm saying? Turned into a marketing employee.
Angel Reese,
Angel Reese.
Okay.
basketball,
thinking of-
WNBA basketball player.
I was thinking of Sha'Carri. That's what I was thinking of.
Chicago. Yeah. Angel Reese, man.
Chicago Sky. Yeah, she
That's
has a
crazy,
crazy
man.
but as soon as she opens her mouth, you get sick of that right away.
Oh wow.
You start talking, you say, "Oh my God, man. Oh,
Well,
no.
who that?
Angel. Oh, you can look her up. She's cute, man. Yeah, she wears. She's not.
What do she sound like? Where she from? Is that why you don't rock?
No,
her?
Our
no,
pain is
no.
not gonna give her a break. It's not giving
No,
her
it's not. Well, she actually. I mean, her vernacular is not bad. It's not like she don't have a voice that like nails on a chalkboard. But after she says enough, it'll feel like you're in the dance. Somebody just scratching.
Mm.
Well, I think sometimes, man, our pain, these players, man, get it mixed up. They supposed to be playing basketball. This is not a beauty pageant. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
It ain't like
Look,
they try halftime
I'm
and
glad.
ball
I'm glad
game,
actually
you know what
to
I'm
see
saying?
that in the WNBA. At least they don't look like no motherfucking dudes.
No.
Man, I did look at
That's
the-
another reason why she's popular because she's actually looks like a woman. You know, and she dresses that way. She's really into high
And
fashion.
she look like
She's
she
tall,
look like
she's
she's
in good shape.
traditional. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of
She's
WNBAs
not
who-
traditional. There's no
who aren't
traditional. form of
traditional.
And
body.
that's why the WNBA loses money every single
Every
game they
year.
play.
Mm.
That's it.
Nobody want to see. Nobody want to see a bunch of chicks try to play like you know what I'm saying, like they some dudes or something. It's
I understand
they get-
that, but we here to
they
play
all-
basketball.
they all tatted up like they You know what I'm saying? The Clippers and shit.
Wow,
Damn,
and they-
why y'all looking so rough?
Hey, what's the percentage of lesbians in there? Back around
The most,
40?
goddamn it. Shit.
About 90%.
Yeah, they're about 90.
Nah,
There's a chance to meatball. You know what I'm saying? What up, Beans? What's happening, man? Welcome to the show, brother.
I'm wondering why my
Welcome back.
screen ain't full.
And you in 1080p or 720?
I don't know. I want my screen to be full like everybody else's. It ain't gonna shortchange me.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Let's see.
Yeah, I think you in 720, man.
Thing. Hey man, the disrespect is real. Yeah, Lee. I see.
Come in through the side door or the front door, man?
I'm not on no phone. Like what they doing to me?
Did you come in through the side door or the front door, man?
Right. I must have came in through the back. This is some bull. That's okay. How about this? I'm different.
There you go.
I'm just looking at it like that.
You get the cinematic look, you know what I'm saying, with the balls on the side.
Right. I went
To the
back
Ryan Coogler
to the original stream. I'm like, they gone already.
Oh man, we're in the after hour stream, man. You can talk about what you want to talk about over here.
Yeah, y'all, everybody lazy streaming. What happened to the 12-hour streams from back in the day, man?
Man,
all this 2 hours
got old.
Oh yeah, you talking about Fight Club? You talking about Fight Club, man? You know, yeah.
Coach Ferg, that background, you should be arrested for that. Like that. Like just the fact that you got them fingers, them AI generated.
No, this ain't
disrupted ass fingers pointing at you like that is.
I'm guilty, man. Hey, I'm guilty.
It's messing with my epilepsy.
I'm guilty. What do you think? Put it all on me. I can handle it.
Hey, you know what? So the reason, and I'll tell you the reason why I had to leave earlier, because I had already scheduled to be on another show. I was just waiting for him to contact me. And I shared with him this meme that I had found. And it really, like, I wanted to have a conversation with women. And unfortunately, I don't have women on my podcast because I'm not 6 figures, 6 feet, 6 pack, 12 inches.
She said, "Oh."
But no, I just shared it with you. If you, I just want to see what the sister Alicia thinks about this real quick, if you don't mind.
Go ahead, Beans. You know you can do that. Man.
It's down there. It should be right next to me. So in this meme, right, it's saying, just in case for the people who watch it, maybe if they can't see. So it's a black man laying there with his black woman, and he says, "You in the mood? Want to do something?" And she says, "Okay." You can look at her face and tell she's not really that, right? So then he says, "Wait, are you okay? You good?" And she says, "Yeah." Boom. Sometime afterwards, he sleep, and she laying there, and she says to herself, "Even when I'm not in the mood, I do it to keep him happy, because if I don't, he might leave or get it somewhere else." And she starts to cry. And then in the last box, she crying for real. She said, "It feels wrong, right? If I don't want to, right? But isn't that what love is, though? Making sacrifices. I do love him, right? So it feels wrong, basically, to have sex when you don't want to do it." Now, shout out to the sisters on the other stream. They gave us a great conversation. But I've been through this before, and I always wondered, what is the psychology behind this? Like to the point where you're that emotional and crying about the fact that you just had to have, or didn't, let me not say had to, but you chose to or felt like you had to have sex with your own man. You didn't want to do it, but you did it to the point where you're this emotional. So I'll pass the mic to you, Alicia.
Wow. I wouldn't know. That seems a bit extreme that she's so upset. Trust me, I've been in a situation where I wasn't in the mood. I'm like, all right, well, help me get in the mood. That's all there was to it, unless I was, sick or something. There's, but that she's crying.
Mhm.
I can't relate. So there's got to be something else going on there. There's got to be something else going on there. Maybe she's had some negative experiences in the past.
See, from my experience, and even though the person is horrible at communicating, what she did say was that thing in itself, having sex when she didn't want to, was problematic, like to the point where tears, right? Like, and I'm just like, this something ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is crazy to me. Like, I thought what you would do is just be mad and then try to like get the guy to do something, take you out, buy you something, at least do something nice with you or whatever. Because in long-term relationships, I know everybody else here is just 25, but in long-term relationships for us older people, you do get to a point where the intimacy in the relationship becomes roll over, scoot the underwear to the side, type of thing.
Then where do the dynamics go that once were there? You just get tired of one another? You let yourselves get tired of one another?
I think it's just laziness, to be honest with you.
Okay. You get tired of one another. You let yourselves get tired of one another. All right, there you go. It's the same.
I ain't not tired of one another, because I ain't never been tired of no woman I ever been with.
If you're in a relationship towards where you have a lack of dynamics in the intimacy department, you bring some new pussy to you, your dynamics is going to pop right back up, right? So the issue is that how y'all relating with one another. Something is no longer there that once were there when it comes to the element of desire. Is it that you just get accustomed to one another and then you just go together? Go ahead.
I mean, you might not be wrong about something missing or something changing. I'm just saying, I remember before I was told, you want sex all the time. You don't give me a chance to want it.
Okay, there you go. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So like leave you alone for a week or something until you feel like I don't want to play them games. How
often do you think they really initiated, Beans? Think about it. If you left it to them, how often do you think they would initiate if you just said, I'm not gonna ask no more?
Yeah, man. If I was from my experience, I would probably say once a month.
Okay. Now, were you keeping yourself at a desirable level for her as well?
I don't even know what that means.
That's the fucked up part.
You know what that means? She was like, wait a minute now.
I know what it means.
I don't, because I explained to
y'all
people.
Tell them.
Men don't believe me when I say this, but like with my ex, the last time she was over here, I took a picture of her. She was standing up completely naked, rolling her blunt. And I took a picture of her body. And when I was looking at that picture, I was trying not to like it. Right? She don't look like some model. She don't got the round, perfect ass. She don't got the slender legs. She don't, it's not. She's a 42-year-old woman with a couple of kids who don't go to the gym that often. But I'm looking at it like, tear that ass up, girl. If you don't get over here. So if you don't view me the same way, fuck you. I don't know what you mean by did I stay appealing to her? I think I should have. I'm the same. I gained some weight or whatever. Who cares? Because so did you.
I guess it depends on the dynamic of that relationship. If they have that mentality like Beans, they should be fine. But if if my man's expecting me to, what is it, the fit, feminine, friendly, whatever it is,
Mhm.
I expect certain things from him. I need to desire him as well.
Yeah.
So,
That's
and
what I'm saying.
it's-
If
it's
that
not
was
gonna
the case,
be-
then that's just crazy to me.
Let me ask you this, partner. Did you pay for it?
You crazy. Didn't you pay for him to stay in shape?
Just saying, man. Some guys come with the 20 in the front
Wait a minute.
and the 40 in the back. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
I don't know.
I'm saying, think about it from this perspective. To me, I said it's a more about laziness. In the beginning of the relationship, your woman won't even let you see her look down. Right? You know what I'm saying? But at some point, bloomers, bonnets, holy socks,
moo-moos,
right?
Laziness on whose part though?
Comfort, right? That which she
Laziness
finds
on whose
comfortable.
part though? When you say laziness on whose part though, B?
Both people.
Okay.
In the beginning, especially when y'all didn't live together, you was always connecting and going outside. It was always some romantic shit. You know, you looking nice before you pull up, she looking nice before you get there, all that type of stuff. But now y'all live together. I
But
done
that's
smell
why-
your stinking ass
that's-
breath when you wake up in the morning. You farting in the middle of the night.
That's why marriage. That's why
the
marriage
boundaries
is
and the
work.
lines.
That's
You
why
gotta have
marriage
those
is
lines.
work.
And both spouses had to define those lines. Hey, David, sweetie, how are you?
Yeah, what's going on, man? The Black
I did not want my husband seeing me in the restroom. You know, I didn't want him to know when I was going to the restroom to take a number two, or I didn't want him to know when I was my cycle. None of that. But he's like, "Oh, we have a baby together." I'm like, "No, that's not cute." That's not cute.
I agree with her.
It can't stay cute forever.
Hey, Hunter,
The
let me add this real
reality
quick.
must
You
say.
know what? I've never been in the bathroom with my wife when she's going to the bathroom.
Bless you, Arpain.
No, let me just say this
Arpain,
one
you
thing.
close the door when you use the
Yes,
restroom.
yeah.
Damn,
I don't want to
bless
see you like that. You know.
Bless you.
As
I don't
a
want to
matter
smell
of fact,
you.
I get on that case. If we're gonna do something, I said, don't be coming back in the room hot either. You know what I'm saying? Shit. I don't want you to come back in the room hot. You know what I'm saying? And so the other thing is that picture you show, Beans, to me, that's just a conversation away from fixing. That what I just saw in that cartoon is a conversation away. I've been married for so long, been through all of that shit. And the one thing is, I have a picture that I did one of my musical things. If you see my wife looking at me in this picture after 38 years of marriage, that's exactly the way she looked at me when I was halfway handsome. She looked at me the same way, you know, that she did when we first got. So I don't know what I did to her, because I wouldn't want to make. I wouldn't want to do me no more. You know, I'm going around the house breaking mirrors, but somehow she sees me like it was before. And I see her like, you know, just like the woman I married. It's like it's mad. She's always been accommodating, but that cartoon is just like a conversation
How
away.
was she? If she's crying, she's that distraught about the experience. How is she even getting aroused?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
In that moment, she's not. That's the point.
So he's making love to a corpse.
No,
Yeah, they call it scar
so it's almost on some subcategory rape type shit. To her. She's not going to say that, but the feeling of not wanting to participate and feeling obligated to participate, but also not able to. Also not able to talk. Apparently, they can't talk to one another either.
Yeah,
she don't trust him, but she's still with him because she's scared to be alone.
Yeah,
so she has inner worth issues.
You know what I think it is, Brogus? I think it was the fact that he woke her up just to have sex and not bond with her. You know what I'm saying? I think that's probably what it is. He was thinking that, you know, she was thinking he's just a receptacle to drop off his kids. You know what I'm saying? Off at the
Lack
pool.
of intimacy. Real intimacy.
Instead of
That's
saying,
a
hey, you know,
big
let's
problem.
you know, get in the mood or something. You know what I mean?
It's probably the only time he touches her.
Business.
It's probably the only time he touches her, or maybe even talks to her when he wants some.
Now we say that.
Hey, some bees, did that strike a nerve? That's the only time.
I know because I know was a couple of things. One, that tends to happen in long-term relationships at some point. You go through that spell. If you come out of it, then you're good. If you don't, you don't. But I know that tends to happen. But then I also know the reason why I reacted to it is because I know, and she's my ex now. But that's kind of like how our relationship is now. Is I really only contact her when I'm trying to get some. But the reason why is because I feel like I'm contacting the next nigga's woman. You know what I'm saying? So I almost have to treat you like that. I almost have to treat you like you one of my hoes. Even though she's swept down, it ain't another nigga. I just don't believe her. It doesn't make any sense. We don't. The amount of time that we spend together, even though we are broken up, I know, but that's what makes it dumb.
Then you don't believe her. That's not your woman. So you have to make the decision to have some dictegrity and not go over there or whatever.
I couldn't.
No, I don't go over there. She comes over here, but I trust her OCD about cleanliness. That I trust her. I don't like condoms, female or males, right? So that's why I'm still messing with her. You know,
so your ass selfish, nigga. That's what it is.
That's a fact.
You want to take them chances, boy.
You know what I'm saying?
I can't do it. And then everybody crazy.
Russian roulette, boy.
Hey, I heard somebody say, "I would rather." What they say? Oh, it was on the show I just started watching. It pissed me off. 4 episodes in, they kill off one of the main characters. She said, I would rather argue with you than be in love with somebody else. Right? It's a Jacquees song. I'd rather deal with you and all your bullshit than meet the next motherfucker and have to learn him and go through all that bullshit.
Sound a bastardized version of Luther Vandross song. That's what like.
Probably.
I'd rather have hard times with you and good times with someone else.
There you go. That's it is. That's a fact. No, you're right. That's exactly what it is. It's a dumb it just is what it is, man. I don't know. Like I say, bro, when she, because I had a no clothes policy in my bedroom, right? So whatever she would come into my bedroom, she's coming in there naked. And every time I see her, I'm amazed. It's the fact that it's still her. It don't gotta be the perfect shape, this and that and all that. It's just the fact that it's like, damn, it's still you after 21 years.
But the thing is, you got to learn how. Let me say, it will behoove us to learn a modicum of how to respect her body the way that she does, right? I learned this from my ex-wife because she used to do yoga all the time. And, you know what I'm saying, your woman get in downward dog and happy baby and all the rest of that, you feel me? you be wishing to encroach, you know what I'm saying? It's like, well, no, I also wish to respect her discipline because I watched her for like, you know what I'm saying, 9 years straight, like really starting, and because I never really saw her like finish now, but I was like, damn, girl, you really pouring into this. So I want to respect it, but yo, it's making her fine and motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? It's yoga, cuz, you feel me? So it's like I had to learn to respect the fact that that's how her flow went. You know what I'm saying? When she was going through her flow, and simply because it was a convenience that was present, that I wasn't to encroach or just, you know what I'm saying, for my own self. I wanted to try to respect her discipline as much as I felt that she did.
Did she do yoga throughout your entire marriage?
No, 8 years. Actually, no, not like 9 years. So
9 of the years y'all was together, she did yoga?
Yeah, out of 10 and a half.
Okay.
So she's basically doing the whole time.
Yeah, because I think I noticed something happened with me, and then I just assumed that it happened a lot with men, that women will start working out right when they're getting ready to leave the man they with. Right? Like the whole time they was cool with it the way they was, but then now that they want to leave you, now they want to get a gym membership. Now they want to work out, count calories and shit, trying to attract the next dude. For some reason, the next dude get to get a better version of her.
And the next woman gonna get a better version of you. Shit.
But either way, the way I look at it, it's all based on the mindset and the value system. I had to take a hiatus and find out what I'm dealing with, what I'm approaching with, and what I'm facing, or what I'm accepting. And I realized if you have a life whereby it's based on a certain principle you live by, or a certain belief that you live by, and the person you choose to be with is clashing with your views or your values, and there's no compromise, that will let you know right down the line it's not going to last long. I had to be accepted of that.
And move on.
I have been a person who stick with a principle because those who have known me behind the YouTube space, who have spoke with me, I live my life based on a particular principle. Sometimes I wanted to compromise with that person. But if I compromise too much to the point where I'm not following my value, which is based on principle, and I realize take advantage of it, I'm faced with two decisions. If I don't deal with the issue right now, whereby there's no more disrespect to my core values, and this person went to feel like my value don't mean anything to her, either we separate, we go our separate way, or we stay there have nothing but pure conflicts.
That's all
Because
we're doing.
I listened to the conversation for the past couple of years on different panels. This panel, Lapeef, Anton, and I pay attention to the words. Shout out to Chicky Banter, words got meaning. And I had to sit down in the shadow, turn off the light, and just sit down and think. Ask myself these questions. What would the principle you say you want to adapt to? What are you planning to live on? What do you say you're willing to accept and don't accept? Because the old me, I thought I would stay in the country longer. The up-to-date me, I'm on my way out. In the next 4 or 5 years, I'm done with this place because I see the environment for what it is. And I think it's because of my background. CBN stands for Canadian-born Nigerian. I have a conflict with views. Either I accept my Nigerian African view or I stay with the American views. Those who are first, second, or third generation walk away from the African view and accept the American views. Later on in life, we get to that course without the access of this and do what we wanted. Do we like this? If it's a thorn in our life, then why are we accepting it? For the past year and a half, I have reached out to people from my back culture, asked questions, both younger than me and older than me. When I hear their views and their value, and I scratch my head, that don't sound like the same over here. It's completely different. I was taught different, but I chose not to follow it. I felt it would be a conflict, which I want to find something I'm looking for. At my age of 46, I start to wonder, am I using the right value system or I'm playing myself for a fool?
You mean as far as sticking to a specific integrity that might keep you out of, you know what I'm saying, the more abundant resonances of, you know what I'm saying, those who might not hold to such high morale. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I chose to be liberal a little bit more than I should. And I've realized being too liberal is asking for trouble.
Yeah, because there got to be a balance. The thing is, you're not supposed to be 100% good. I understand we want to, and we think that that's the route to go. You know, that's like going fully 100% alkaline. That's still bad for your body. So you gotta work for you gotta work with a balance. But I can also see why you might not wish to partake within what the current social scape is when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, the Western society style of family development. You know what I'm saying? Because even though BMU did have somewhat of an egregious take with it, he's not that off. It is growing that toxic and that more toxic by the day.
And I get that because this is why I had to do that research to see where I stand. So I spend a little more time on the TikTok side of things. I see more of the African folk on that end.
Mhm.
I would go back and forth, pick their brain, pick their mind. And the more I listen, the more I try to question myself. This is the value that I was taught when I was living over there, which is completely different from here. That value system that I hear women always say their mother, their grandma will put them aside and school them. If you want to be married, do what you need to know and understand. Then I come over here, there's a dilemma whereby within the black household, there are a lot of broken homes.
Right.
No one teaching anybody anything. Regardless of the broken home or not over there, you got relatives who are your elder, they will pull you aside regardless you coming from a broken home, and they will sit your ass down and give you the business.
Right.
So I have to scratch myself and say, what do I really want? I know me. Here's the problem. I know me. And I ask myself, why did I allow myself to go toward it? Because the younger me was cutthroat. The younger me will never get no woman any grace period. You only got one chance, one strike. My mom complained about that about me. Said that's not good. You should give women grace. I could get grace to what?
But is that the
Drama?
Is that the Nigerianness within you, meaning that you potentially need to be going for another woman who could resonate, you know what I'm saying, at that level of being held to such an accountability?
And the thing is, I got criticized heavy for being that way because, one, I was going straight into my 30, not finding nobody because I feel like no one fit my mode. Then I was forced to suppress it because once I contract, no one will be compatible with me. You trying to create drama, I am gone. You try to make me jealous, I am gone. You try to make me fight with another guy for you? Deuces.
Right.
I'm not doing none of these simple No, I was that dude. I'd rather be by myself for the rest of my life than dealing with drama. That was the younger me. And and I hate to say it, I was beating myself up for the past 5 years. I should have been that way to eliminate the drama. Cause that then I was less stressful. I didn't have to worry about no one giving me the headache.
How are you now? So how are you now, CBN? How are you now?
Now,
Yeah.
I'm more. I spoke to Alicia, a few other people. I told them my mind. I'm like, I'm almost completely withdrawn. Whereby, if I set my mind a certain way, no one changing it. And I said, I'm not into dating no woman on the American soil or any Western soil. Period. It completely shut down. Company closed. We good.
We good.
Because the reason why I'm saying that, because for what I'm seeing, what I'm being observing, I'm like, I'm not saying there's no good women here. But wherever I may be, if my job asks me to relocate, if I don't find it, I'm not searching. I will be in my mode. I'll be in my zone. My main focus is next 4 or 5 years, do whatever capital I need to do to establish a business over there so I can have a smooth transition and continue over there. I'm done with this place. That was my mind is that.
It makes sense. I mean, the thing is, what you're saying is a deterioration of society. The social bonds already weren't that really tight and healthy to begin with. So ultimately, you're seeing the unraveling of something that was illegitimate to begin with. So, I mean, and everybody have a preferred style of how they rather see it, you know what I'm saying, taped together, if you will. But hey, you know, in the words of Robin Williams, gotta go.
And it's not like I'm doing it intentionally, but I had to ask myself, I'm in my 40 now. How many years do I have left to live on Earth? Do I have 40 years? Do I have 20 years? Do I have 30 years? Do I have the patience to deal with more BS? Or I just say, you know what? Close that door, get a welding iron, seal it shut, keep it plated.
That's silly.
It's what
That's a
it is
tomb,
because
cuz. Wait, hold up. That's a tomb, cuz. You don't want a tomb.
Go ahead, Trey Ferg. I'm gonna put
I'm
some
on
duct
that
tape on that
I'm
thing.
on that level.
No, really quick, man. Listen, man. It's always a pleasure, man. I got things to do tomorrow. It's beautiful.
My elder.
CBN. Life ain't gonna be perfect, man.
I
The
know.
woman you meet ain't gonna be perfect. Just make sure you prepared when you come to that fork in the road, whichever way you decide to
I
go.
understand that. And I appreciate your work.
Hunting Wisdom, always a pleasure.
Yeah.
Laws, Beings, salute to you, man. I'm seeing you grow. I'm seeing it, man. I'm seeing it. Salute to the crack era, man. That shit changed the game.
Okay.
It changed the game, man. So here we are trying to
That
fight
is
it
big.
out, man. Trying to
That
work
is
it out.
big. That is
But
big.
man, y'all stay up, man. I'm gonna be definitely, I'm definitely be back. But
Yeah, later,
so,
man.
man,
We'll
have a
spend
good
all right,
night.
Good
Trey
night,
Ferg.
Coach Bird.
Yeah.
All right, Trey Ferg.
That's the time. Stop by tomorrow.
I'm saying it because
Yo, CBN. Listen, you know what? You could let's just assume, okay? You said you're in your 40s. Assume you got 40 years left. You know, and this because you're in decent shape. You said you're relative. So in the backdrop of that, like me being 66, right? You know, at this point, you start. I'm 67 now, right? So you start saying, well, how much time do you got left, right? Because you see, you're definitely on the other side, right? For me, and I'm kind of out of shape, but shit, man, I might be around for another 20-some years. Because I ain't that much. I just had my blood test. They saying, you fat bastard, man, how's your blood work look so good? You know? So what I'm just trying to say is, so that time goes quick. So you might have 40 years. You might have 40 years. So you have your first 40 years now. So what you going to do with your second 40 years?
my
Right?
thing is,
And that's the key. I mean, you don't have to say what you're going to do now, but you know, we live longer. You know, you are African, so I would imagine you got some African shit in you. So you're gonna live to be 150. You know, so I'm just saying, you know, how you have to put some kind of something in there that's positive for your next 40.
and this is why I don't come to this side because that soundtrack.
I'm just throwing it out there, man. I'm
I know.
hearing you. But
But
you know,
okay, I always take your word very serious. I always take Lost in Translation word serious and code for serious. I had to look at myself. What am I doing that's impactful? I don't feel like wasting too much time on necessary drama or necessary activity that's not beneficial to my well-being, to my psyche.
right.
And the fact that I had to reevaluate my views and what I have been doing wrong, it made me think more because, for example, Bean, I always listen to Bean when he do his debate. I listen to when he have these type of clarified questions. It helped me out to navigate my thought process because I will analyze and sometimes overanalyze everything to the point where I'm looking for what I did wrong, what I need to correct, what I need to change, what I need to make amend, what I need to do better. I check me before I do anything else. I ask myself, what am I allowing to happen too much? What am I allowing to happen too little? And when I do those things, it starts to pan out like, you know what? I took a wrong turn. I should have done it this way instead of doing this way. I should not give in too much grace. I could be a little bit too forgiving, and that is kicking me in the ass.
Okay.
Well, Dave, you got to have boundaries, man. If you don't have boundaries, you don't love yourself, man.
And you're totally correct. You're totally correct. That was one of my main flaws. I didn't put boundary. I was too forgiving. I'll give
Okay,
you
now that you know that though, BMU, I'm not CBN. Now that you know about your boundary issue, right? Is it still an issue?
No, it's not an issue to me no more. It just right now it allows me to stay focused on what I need to work on and what are the steps I need to take. That's why I
That's
said,
why I need to tell your ass Nigeria so you can learn how to soak that game up, man. Nigerians got set the most stern boundaries out of any African that I ever encountered. Y'all don't bullshit, dog. You been over
no,
here fucking with the West
No.
too long, man.
and that's why I'm trying to get out of it. I spent too much time in the West, and they get
Tell
back to
them
the
again.
East.
You need your email. I am a Nigerian prince. You need to take
It's
this
the
money and
softening
deposit
you
in your
up.
account and send
And here's the
me
thing:
They gonna call
3,000.
you.
I
Look,
mean,
they gonna call you a
I
boonie
know
when
about
you come back.
I know about this thing because I see it firsthand in person. That's why I stay away from my folks while I was out here on the west side of things in the United States. So when you have relatives or family members who are good at that thing, whereby they have two different identities, quote unquote legally, when it's not legal to begin with, it lets you know, okay, I need to stay away from these folks. They will get me in trouble. I don't need that heat on my ass.
Nigerian scams.
Like, for example, Hush Puppy, what was his name? Hush Puppy, what we want to call himself. What he was doing is
What?
not.
What?
It's
You said
somewhat a
two
normal
different.
thing.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait. I ain't gonna let you skip over that. You said two different identities. Like that's just a regular thing amongst like who? What them? What we
This was
talking
going
about?
on since the early '80s, where you have somebody have two social security numbers,
Oh, word. Okay, I only got one.
Hey, let the
and
French toast toast me.
there's a loophole behind how they exploit that. So
I
I was a
bet.
little kid.
Yeah.
I caught on to the big thing, and I said, I'm never going to do that. I don't need her to come out. I don't need no government watching my ass like I'm going to do something funny. I
Oh,
like my
okay.
life peaceful. So because I didn't act the way they were acting, I was considered not a true Nigerian. And I was like, what is Nigerian?
Well, how
This
do
scamming into Nigerian?
I would ask you, but I don't want to. I don't. You know, we don't put no heat on you, but I want
Hey,
to. You know what I'm saying? How y'all got the hookup?
you remember them? Hey, you remember them 180-year-olds that Doge found?
Yeah.
It was all Nigerian. You know what I'm
They're all
saying?
Nigerian.
Okay. All right. But hey,
Here's the
Nigerians get
thing.
it how they live, man. And you know what I'm
No,
saying?
if
How you
anything,
gonna
I
get
give
6 years
credit to
older in
Nigerians.
America? You know what I'm saying?
They hustle. They hustle any way
Like
they
a
can
America, what,
possible.
250 years old? You got people that's been on the road 300 years old. Where they do that at?
Hey, I'm just saying, even though we have commentators on different social media platforms, we criticize our own people more than anybody else because we see the term called criminality. We have a level of criminality that surpasses any other nation out there. It's that bad. It's that dangerous. Only and the bad about part of it, it's a small group that does it. It's not a huge group, but it's a small group because they do it so much, it makes it feel like everybody is doing it.
Hmm.
Either you're a workaholic like I am, who we believe in hard work pay off, or you hustle and fake it till you make it, and don't matter who you scam out of, they you scam them, you scam them. That's their problem. I don't believe in that concept. That's why I say it's safe to say I have never taken vacation over 27 years. That is factual. Because until I achieve my goal, there's no break in my life. That's the hard work side of me. I don't believe in scamming. I don't
I
feel
mean, well, you gotta
comfortable.
understand. There's a lot of cultures that scam though, so I don't really call it
Yeah, but
scamming. You
I
got
know, but
entire countries that scam.
we top
They
5
skip
or
like a
top
choir.
10. I'm sorry, we
You know
top 5
what I'm
or
saying?
top 10 on FBI lists. Trust me.
I
FBI
can
be
get,
monitoring my
I,
country.
I can get it to, but the thing is to be beholden to what within a Western country that creates that style, that social character of potential woman, right? Obviously, it's not one where they should be measuring any element of morality, if you will. As far as I'm concerned, the United States and the murder clans ain't been nothing but a goddamn hustle the entire set of the time.
And you're correct. But
Yeah.
if you talk on the relationship aspect, I had to listen to a few elders who say certain things that I feel like I had to kick myself in the foot several times. And how would I explain it?
Quickly.
If I was
Motherfuckers must really
to,
want you to scam.
no, it's funny, but let me put that in the relationship aspect.
Quickly.
If I want to marry somebody, I introduce this my future bride to my parents.
Right.
What is normal in our culture? I'm allowed to marry that person, they're looking to that person's family, looking at their aspect of what their family is all about.
Right.
If they see any flaw in that family that could be a thing to their family, they say, no, you're not marry that person.
Potential flaw like what?
Flaw like either the disrespectful, the lazy minded, anything that they consider morally wrong. If they are too fast or too open, they don't have a level of morale or a level of conduct. Anything that will stand out like a thorn. It's a
Okay.
no-no.
Okay.
If they see the mom is slapping or picking at her husband any kind of way, no, we're not having that. You see that your sister all about bouncing for women, we're not having anyone in your family that give off a vibe that make it seem like we don't want nothing to do with our family.
So what's what is the Nigerian measurement for perfection? If not, not perfection. Excuse me, quality. What is the measurement start?
Strong value system, a level of control, what we want to call it, level of conduct whereby you're very respectful, you're very modest, you're not flamboyant, you're not too outspoken, but you know how to articulate yourself. A person who's driven. Now, I will put it to play. They want you to pursue your education. They're not going to stop you. As long as you don't let your degree control your thought process, thinking that you're better than a person, you're not having that. So yeah, there's a big deal about they take education a little bit too serious. If you're a woman who pursue her education and very educated and very articulate, that's a plus to them compared to the American aspect of things.
That is a plus. It's always a plus.
I mean, that means if you have a child together, you know damn well you will make sure your children are well educated. You're not gonna have them slipping slide onto the side doing something stupid.
Right.
That's what they look at. You gotta be very productive, you gotta be also very resourceful. You don't want none of the shenanigans whereby you see out here in the Western world whereby mom out there in the club doing a craziness, dad with a Rolling Stone, have another family, another side of the neck of the wood.
Black Americans are an extreme example though. That's the thing. Like we're definitely in the extreme. So
now here's the thing. I want to know about it well. There are
you want to know about the what?
There's something I also know about African family.
Okay.
In based on culture, which I've lots of church know about it. Some family okay with their son having more than one wife.
As
so let's go right out the back.
Yeah.
So let's go right out the back. This is we tell you straight up and upfront. There no side chicks going on.
Right.
But to me, I think there's a limitation to how far they go with it. It's also based on amount of resource, amount of wealth you have. Average polygamy I see in my country between 2 to 3 wives. Not only in Nigeria, I see that also in Ghana and other countries as well.
That's healthy.
Yeah. It's healthy, you're correct. But also based on the foundation. That means your mom or your dad must have taught you this accepting to it or not accepting. It depends. If your parent teach you to be accepted to it, then that's different. That is like something that you get prepared for.
I mean, my perspective is as a Black American, when you look at the numbers of how our community work, and you don't want no child, no woman left behind, then that means they have to be attached to, father husbands, and with them outnumbering us, like 6 to 1 on average, monogamy is merely that's a preference, but it's not what that's not supposed to be the family model for our
It may
style
be
of
a
community.
preference, but it's more on a legacy and financial foundation because the more kids you have, the more chance at the family being more successful aspect. Meaning, let's
But
say you have
there's no
8.
success, man. Not
You have
here.
8.
Not using that model.
No, not here.
I know that model doesn't work here. I always say
Let's
that.
be
It's not,
honest, we got
I said it before several times. You heard me, Lawson Translate. It's not going to work here out here in the U.S.
got some French toast.
It's not going. It work in Africa. It work in the Middle East, more likely. Now, I heard it adapted in China because they got so many single women and no one's marrying. Same thing in Japan. They don't mind you having one or two wives, which I
They
thought
on
was
they
cool.
but they on their feminist shit though, and that's what happened.
Alicia,
Hey,
you had your
hold
hand up. Go ahead.
hold on,
Oh
the
yes.
sister had her hand up.
It's the that ratio as far as women outnumbering men, and referring to polygamy, correct? Would the ratio be closer to 1-to-1, being that most of the women are not marriage material?
No,
Would that skew the numbers?
The numbers, I put it like this: we got a whole half of the male population who ain't even dealing with women right now. They don't have kids, ain't never been married before. So there is room for growth. The problem is that the women don't see that whole entire half of men as invisible. They don't think they exist.
Right.
That's the issue.
So what would you, I guess, estimate what the ratio would be for the decent man and a decent woman? What would that ratio be?
Well, the 54% of men who don't have a wife or who are, that women ain't looking at, like maybe 90% of those guys are decent. Women are ignoring the decent men. They just want the guys in their fantasy. That's why women are sharing all the same dudes.
They don't want to square.
Like 20% of the guys. So there's a whole class of men that the women in the West ignore.
So I understand. I understand. To clarify, from those men, how many options do they have? What's that ratio of being with a decent woman? We're excluding all of the
decent
undesirables.
Yeah, I know. I hear what you're saying. The marriageable women and the so-called flighty women, they all still want the same guys.
35%.
So 35%. those 54% of men who ain't married, they want a decent woman, right? But those decent women still think all the women are hypergamous, right? Even if they're good, bad, or indifferent. So everybody's looking for the upper tier guy. So that's when you see all these chicks come on the internet or on social media talking, I want a guy from college. I want a guy who, like, for example, going to college makes you a smart guy. I know a whole bunch of dumbass people who are educated way beyond their intelligence level from college, right? So, but if I'm a plumber, somehow I'm not sexy enough to be a husband. I got a multi-million-dollar business, but I'm a plumber, right?
But,
So
that,
you
but,
ignore
but that's the thing. They want the illusion, though, and you got to ask yourself where are they receiving it from? How long they've been receiving it from?
Feminism has won. And not only has feminism won, it's spread to Africa. This guy think you're gonna go back home. Those African women are just like the chicks here. They got TV, they got the internet.
They do.
They got booty shots.
But we don't want look. We don't want to. You don't want to put it on all of them. That's a huge continent.
If we remove those women too, the women who are not interested, I'm solely talking about the women who are interested in the plumbers, the farmers, the electricians, and those men who are prepared to be husbands, and those women who are interested in them prepared to be wives.
No, they're out there.
What would that ratio be?
Let me help you out. Let me help you out with a better number. Okay, 70% of women have kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's start there. Now, out of that 30% of women that's left, you got 54% men. That's more like whatever that number is going to be. If you're going to do 1-to-1, so technically we're looking at about 20%. If my math is not correct,
I said about 30%.
Population is about what we're marrying at right now at this clip. So 20 to 30% of our population is what is married right now. So 30% is the constant number. It does not change.
Right. And you can't foster a restoration.
Does that make sense?
Of that which is already in the detrimental sense with just 30%.
And here I think it get complicated.
Well, let's not go back to Africa.
I'm not saying not go back to Africa. I'm not going to put that into it. But even if they decide not to go back to Africa, they want to stay here. When you say you want them to build their character, build their fortune, among men, when we put ourselves in that mindset whereby we be locked in that particular aspect, it gets to a point, it's almost like a tunnel vision. If we working our ass off, how many of these hardworking men would these women pay attention to? That's what you need to ask. Because, like what I'm hearing earlier, they say they're invisible. They're invisible until they decide to put their head out and show their wealth. By the time they get there, what make you think they will have the same mindset?
The social dynamics done change when it comes to contemporary dating and or courting, because they ain't really dating. They're courting, and it's all trick hole dynamics. We already talked about this before. There's the U.S. or Western nations are going through a shifting. And so you're not going to be able to get any of that tradition. To me, that is more essential, and it's more like a meniscus tissue type of situation. Something that you're supposed to hold on to and be healthy with through your lifestyle. Not necessarily just in the way how you consume whatever, no, and how you interact with it. And you maintain that. Because once you lose it, you bone on bone. And it's discomfort for the remainder of that time. You feel me? So it's I think as Lost in Translation was saying, yeah, 20-30% at tops. So this is now the state of things. Y'all remember what happened when COVID came through 2020 and all them chicks went and put their pussy on the chain wax, aka the internet, and went out there busting it open, OnlyFans and all this other place. Heard of chicks buying houses and you know what I'm saying, within 3 months or something. And then they like, oh, well, she's a nurse. Oh, well, she's a lawyer. Oh, well, she's this, and that. It's like, that don't matter. Once they make the decision that this is now the new value standard and hoe is a part of that, that's what you're dealing with the majority of the social archetype of the women. And you got to be accepting of that. I ain't not that you got to partake of it. You got to. Yeah, you do got to accept that.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
No, they want
you. You don't have to accept that.
The decision was made without you. The decision was made by them.
No, when you use the word accept, you don't have to accept it. You just can't. They're just not for you.
Exactly. That's why I say you don't participate. You do have to accept.
Like he's saying that it exists. He said accept it as it exists, not accept it as you have to take it in and participate.
Oh, no. Okay, now I'm with you. I mean.
Now, let me play this.
That's your new state.
As a guy who's into tech, I'm an IT professional. I'm not going to say that anyone in my profession does this, but if they're dating somebody, there's a slight chance they took a picture of you and have a software in their opinion, they're scanning the internet to make sure you don't lie to them, and they act at an OF channel or whatever type of thing you're doing out there. If you say you don't have, and the thing pop up and they show your face,
the internet is forever, baby.
Yeah, but I mean, these are extreme cases. I mean,
I'm not saying the extreme cases.
The hunting wisdom saying, "Well, if I'm a man looking for a wife, or I'm a woman looking for a husband, where do I find one?" When a guy, most guys say, "Well, the women who are marriageable look like the women who are whores because they dress like them, they're with them." Yeah. Right? It's hard to find them. That's what the young guys say. I don't know, but I hear correct.
But
I hear that loud.
Pain. Let me bring this to your attention. You have been doing reviews on the Pot the Balloon challenge, right? That became a sensation almost a year.
Right.
A lot of the women going over there being that part of it, and we see that the dynamic behind that. How women judge or choose who they think is valuable to them. What is the common denominator on that part? Because all the other dating show before the Pop a Balloon was a joke. This one kind of like expose what it's have been hidden in plain sight. You see the guy who did not dress through the T to meet them. What the first thing they do? Bingo.
No, it's a lot shallow. Yeah, women shallow. Yeah.
So when that is going on that show, that is a microcosm, right? Imagine on an everyday basis. You could be coming from work. You could come from
like 95% of the women on those shows, they're Just is my opinion. They're not dressed like wives. There's club outfits. So, I mean, I'm not a man, but looking at them, you could tell they wouldn't have, I guess, the normal standards for a wife.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. I mean, I agree with you. Like I said, they all the women look the same.
And that was one part. The other part I'm
But
here
that's
right
the
now,
whole ethos presenting itself. That's the social dynamic with the
When
social
you say
archetype
whole,
of hoe.
what I'm just saying is that all the women who look like they're not all hoes, though.
I get
Oh,
that. but
okay,
here-
okay. You take it back to 1975, and you got all them chicks out there looking like that, and you're 7 years old, and you see them. You wouldn't think that they was going to the stroll. You wouldn't assume right off the bat that they going to a stroll or that they strolling.
Okay, they're wrapped up in modern social media. I'm just saying that we have to kind of, if you're gonna accept certain realities, every single woman is not a hoe.
And that's
Even
the
if
issue. That's the issue. That sexuality can be presented to the community, and she not seen as a hoe when that's how it was culturally in the black community far back. If that sexuality was expressed to a man, then all right, that's her man or whatever. But when that shit is expressed to the community, that's some hoe shit. And people don't want to call hoes hoes. That's how this shit started way back in 2007 with the mark ass niggas from the black manosphere not wanting to call a hoe, not understanding that you was wifing up hoes. That the signs were clearly there, and then they wanted to they wanted to
How do you
project that.
separate the wheat from the chaff if you're calling all the women hoes?
Nobody calling all the women hoes. We just said 70% tops. That's a lot though. You're talking millions of women. You're talking millions of women, and you're talking a social culture that is actually uplifted via the media. Anytime anything is engaged within the media, you might as well assume that it's being magnified to the mind.
One thing about the women who ain't hoes and what they're supposed to do, because every time you talk about a woman, you're talking about the hoes. What about the ones who ain't?
That's who y'all talking about. That's who you talking about. That's who Homie Baloney was talking about.
30% of the women, let's just say 30% of the women ain't hoes. Right? They still live in the modern.
We already said
They
that.
dress like that. They still dress like the hoes. Their mindset might not be there, but they're still hanging out.
It don't matter about the mindset when you got that on. That's a hoe. If she got herself out there, for the whole of the community to partake of her, that is hoe shit. That is hoe wares. That is hoe sales. She is out there trying to be sexy for who? To have some fucking sex? When did this shit change?
Pain.
When did any of this shit change?
Let me look at it more logical.
Oh, that's not logic. That's cultural, homie. You might not understand that because that's black culture.
I understand the culture. Let me put it into this perspective. All the major retail stores that you see that cater to women, what do they sell mostly?
Say that again.
All the major retail stores they have in the United States that cater to women, what do they sell mostly to the women that mostly women spend most on?
I wouldn't know.
You gotta ask that question.
Makeup?
Makeup is one, but when it comes to clothing, where do they make the most money off? What kind of clothes do they sell that make the most sell off? Are they conservative clothes or the one that's more skin type?
Oh,
the whole wear.
Itty bitty bits of fabric.
Because I'm glad you put it that way, because when you work for different company, I work for 2 fashion companies that cater to women, and where they make the most profit off is not always on the conservative side of things.
But even in the conservative spaces, they get down extra freaky. So the whole thing is up to women. It's up to women to declare what the new standard of a quality woman is. And it's up to men to realize, all right, do you want that woman that is clearly displaying that you know what I'm saying, transparent lack of quality, or do you wish to put forth the effort for, you know what I'm saying, the minority portion of chicks, you know, that everybody going to be going for, looking for a quality woman within home base, or do you go outside of the community with the women who is also choosing, maybe not their familial cultures, but
Well,
they
but
still
we'll
they
get.
still choose them.
But think of this though. In every major city, they hold what they call a dating event. Either be in New York, Chicago. I'm hearing about it for a while, and the biggest complaint is a lot of the big dating events they be hosting. A lot of men don't show up.
Yeah.
Why
Explain
would
why a
you
lot of
show up to go pay somebody else's bills? That's crazy.
Well, don't talk about the dating shows because men who go to dating shows are the guys who they don't want.
I know, but I
Right?
say
The
dating
guy
event.
who can get a girl,
It's
he
not
ain't
a
going to pay to go to a dating show.
no. I'm not talking about the dating show. I'm talking
I'm
about
talking
dating
about to a
event.
dating fucking meetup, man. And most select men don't go to these meetups.
They
So
don't
the
have to.
argument is that when the guys who do go to those, all the chicks who go there, they ain't the big top-notch chicks either. But they're all still looking for the same 20% of fucking men.
To do what?
And look, the 20% is don't
To finance a lifestyle, right? To
I
finance a
understand why
lifestyle.
so many of the women attend these shows or these events when it's apparent that most of them don't like the men that are there.
That's true
They
too.
don't.
Why
Because
do
they
they?
all,
Why do they?
they're all looking for the same top 20.
Because they got that hope. They got that same hope that you had when you was saying that you was hoping 90% of the girl trips was about, hey, I love my you.
I want some souvenirs.
The word for Uncle Jeff.
Golly.
Yeah, man. Again, it's a little. It's sis. When you come up here, you're gonna get some sawed off shotgun answers, but they are what they are. Okay, I'm gonna take you on a ride. It's gonna be worth the trip. Let's take a man. We gonna look at men like fish that y'all are trying to catch. A man above a certain age that does not need your help, that has his own shit, that is doing his own thing, is secure, is not trying to beat your ass, not running from the feds, looks halfway decent and dress sharp. That man is a blue marlin. You gonna need a big boat, a big rod, and a big reel to catch a blue marlin. The problem is that the women who are looking for blue marlin don't have the boats. They can't go out into the water where the blue marlin are. They don't have the outfits to wear to the tea parties. They don't have the vernacular to be around this man. So what they do is they go where the catfish and the carp are and complain that ain't no blue marlin.
Ain't no blue
like
marlin.
they can catch one in the first place.
Oh wow.
That's what you're looking at. These collections of women are women who couldn't get together and make a boat with their virtues. So there's not going to be any good men there. Bunch of catfish, bunch of niggas that need a ride to dialysis. And that's what they get. Because most of them, there was a good dude. God don't do this. God did not put black women on the earth to be single.
Facts.
I don't believe that.
Facts.
I believe that there was a dude that all of them treated like a wet food stamp. They got his shit together now and don't want shit to do with him. So, and now they kids, when they go out, their kids look like neighbors because they don't look nothing alike because their daddies ain't from the same DNA. Talk about some hey big head. Nah, it's over. It's fucking over. Let's be clear. For most, we are trying to high hurdle Isaiah 4. The women in Isaiah 4 are at these goddamn get-togethers. It's them. It's over. If you're under the sound of my voice and you cannot be these two things, pleasant and classy. That's two words that are absent. Are you pleasant and are you classy, Felicia Rashad? Are you pleasant? Are you classy, Debbie Allen? Are you pleasant or classy, Diane Carroll? If you ain't on none of that shit, you can fucking forget it and deal with a nigga you need to either take to dialysis or pick up from the county. Get in the scratch and dent pile and make yourself happy and try not to make no more babies. That's that.
Thank you, Uncle Jeff.
You are very welcome, sister.
And Uncle Jeff, I emailed you a while ago, but I'll email you again. I'm ready.
Talk.
I'm ready. Yes.
What she talk about, y'all, is ask Uncle Jeff at gmail.com. I'm a life coach.
I have it.
Yeah.
Can you clip this, please?
and you know, and she's a great student. I don't have to sugarcoat it. When we had our sessions, I loved it. Come on, mama, let's go. This is what Black women need. I'm not talking about women of other races. Yo ass, they're watching me. Yo ass that's gonna watch this later. If you do not submit, you're going to die in the cold fucking prairie. That is all.
You know what? Patrice O'Neal did say that. Look, we're trying to get women to get a second thought, other than that first thought that they had.
I cannot say better than that. She hit it on the nail. And that's what I'm trying to point out, because that's where I'm at right now. I'm not saying I cannot find that, but if I'm in that zone and she doesn't pop up and my timer click and time for me to go, is it what it is?
The thing is, you got to acknowledge what the social decay has been. I tend to like
I acknowledge that.
Right. But let me land my plane. Do you let's see if we could put it in terms of gangrene. Let's say there's a loss. A lot of people look at social decay more viral, and that all right, there's some outer factors that you could put together and then, you know what I'm saying, reestablish the homeostasis, if you will. But let's say that it's a different kind of loss. It's not a loss that you could just restore. Let's say you didn't only just lose function, you're losing all ability of sense now. So let's say that the body, you know, gangrene, as bad as it is, right? Talking whole shit, right? All right, then that's the bad that you can get, right? You don't. There's no worse than that, right? Because that social archetype actually degrades the objective womanhood of the village. Womanhood doesn't only belong to women, and this is what feminism got them operating as if womanhood only belongs to them. It's like, nah, you belong to the village, babe. Just like we belong to the village. And the village is us. The village is that unit.
And
so if this is a gangrene situation, how much do you think is being lost? A toe, up to the ankle. You know what I'm saying? Half a calf.
No, we up to the hip bone right now, brother.
The hip bone.
That gangrene analogy, bruh, is so spot on. And I tell you, in my opinion, when the gangrene started, I'm 60. My mama is only 19 years older than me. She was baby mama 1.0. After the baby boom generation, 1946 is when she was born. After World War II, those women came of age in their 20s and early 30s, right when feminism hit. And the gangrenous energy of feminism, it has never had shit to do with Black women. Right. Feminism in this country is about the white woman not getting her fair share of what her man stole from the Indians. And that don't have shit to do with you. Not a goddamn thing. They have never come to your aid. If somebody could tell me when any of the sisters who wound up the feast were ever avenged or protested by the LGBTQ community, by the women's rights organizations, by Planned Parenthood, hell, by the NAACP. Nobody comes to your aid. None of these people that you align yourself with because you don't want to get in line with your man. Well, God is tired of it. Not us. We are basically commentating God's game and trying to pretend that we don't know the outcome. We trying to make the Cowboys be the Redskins. we fighting with talking about how these women ain't shit and what they ain't. Bruh, why?
Mm-hmm.
Why? I can't for the life of me figure it out. There is no great American black woman shortage. Not one of them popped out their mama without the ability to be a mama and pop something out.
Right.
All of them have vaginas. There's no shortage. The prophecy is on the prophecy's here. And niggas are still talking about what black women ain't doing. So let them. Your search should be for the righteous sisters, and they should be easier to find.
Facts.
And you need to have your feces collected before you step to one.
That part right there.
And that don't even mean all your money together.
I've been telling them forever that, look, y'all, I was telling the cats in the space, look, y'all come across, y'all, one, it sounds like you don't want these women, right?
Right.
Two, it sounds like you do want them, but you can't have them. It either sounds like you don't want them or you want them and you can't have them. So it's like, all right, just the fact that you're given that constant critique and you are defaultly connected to the culture, the reality as we are, then that means that you could potentially reach some of them. So can you put some empathy in there? What about those, you know what I'm saying, who do wish to marry black women, who do wish to only be with exclusively black women, right? Everybody ain't no black women hater or misogynist, you know what I'm saying, in the space and the whole red pill shit. That's that bullshit. That's that incel shit right there, right? And there was some incels within the black manosphere, please believe it. The thing is, I was trying to press them like, look, y'all know that there are some women who could be receptive to, you know what I'm saying, your presentation simply because you are giving somewhat of a thorough perspective of seeing all of this. It just got some bitch madeness attached to it. And people ain't gonna be able to absorb that. You know, that's hence why they had to make something to the high value man, as opposed to being the educated lane, which they call themselves for like 15 plus years or something like that. And it's like, look, you got your value system set up wrong. That very same system that you want her to be beholden to you as you attach yourself to it, that's the very same one that's poisoning her. The very same one where you say, I'm 6 figures and I own this and all this. Yeah, that's the very same one that's poisoning her. So it's got to be a different style in how you see your preference for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Most of them they just want a woman to get in pocket, and you got to be of a certain kind of cloth cut for that. You know what I'm saying? If you're not going to go the empathetic route and try to be the complementary partner that you're supposed to be, if you will.
Let me explain something to y'all, man. You know what our problem is? We give people a pass just because they black. What you need to do, you need to find somebody who's intelligent. And gentlemen, you add the black.
Well, I mean, look,
that's what you do. You find somebody who's intelligent, and then you add the black. Your kid's gonna be black regardless.
Come on, bruh. The black race is not dependent upon the black woman. It just isn't. Okay? Anything I stick my dick in puts a fork in that family tree. You've been trying to burn me and hang me and shoot me out of existence, and all I got to do is fuck your daughter.
That's it.
So yes, this is what there is a currency, Sister Alicia. That's one of your core issues is that you don't trade on the currency that these hyenas do. They're trading on the currency of their aunties and their mamas. This playbook they run. But that account is overdrawn because it don't work on these sons and uncles.
It's in the red.
Nephews. These sons and nephews is like, look, let me get this straight. I'm going to go on the hook. But now I'm finding out some kids may not be mine for 18 years, and you can just take everything I work for and walk like you did my Uncle Freddie. and my father and my best friend's brother Mike,
OJ.
nah, they passing. And if you gonna get a Marlin, you're gonna have to come to Uncle Jeff's bait shop. Oh, I like that.
Oh, that's nice.
I like that. Uncle Jeff's bait shop. That's where you come catch a man.
Big old bucket of chum.
It's a big old bucket. You want to chum the I tell okay, sis. You heard me talk about the peace model before, right?
Yes.
That's your bucket of chum, baby. That's your bucket of chum. That's the one thing you got. Ain't no other woman got. It's like a fingerprint. You make peace in a way. There's a way you make peace that's gonna capture Mr. Right's heart. And this, you are what you attract. That's only true on a low frequency. On a high frequency, you attract everybody. Who are you choosing? Okay, everybody like Ferraris. Everybody like Range Rovers. But if you don't qualify, you just don't damn qualify.
Damn. On a high frequency, you attract everybody. Who you
Everybody.
Really, that's really.
You are what you attract. No. You choose your lesson. You attracted. Oh, you attracted Mr. Right, but your lesson wasn't in there. You needed a lesson on how to treat somebody right. So you wound up with a nigga that wiped his ass on your soul. That's how that go. And the reason we can't figure that out is because we've had the fuck beat out of us by Christianity. So you've been disconnected from your Orishas. You've been disconnected from that thing a black woman got that ain't nobody else got, period. A spiritually connected black woman, and I ain't talking about none of that hold of the boko shout thank you Jesus bullshit. I'm talking about the original Mother Earth shit. Nigga, get you one of them. And they out there. They not perfect. They out there. But what niggas would rather do is point out the broads, like you said, brother son, that you either couldn't get or whatever the second one was you said.
You don't want either you don't want her or you can't get her.
Or you don't want her or you can't get her.
Yeah.
And now you're mad at all black
Pookie
women.
Ray Ray shit came up. Because
Yes.
it's like, all right, then if Pookie and Ray Ray and shit, why do you want their woman? Why do you want the woman that'll choose them?
That lay up under Pookie and Ray Ray. Why is that even a concern of yours?
Because Pookie and Ray Ray could still, you know what I'm saying, have a potential of pulling the baddie. Unlike an educated
Come
lane.
on. The real truth is you got to axe the grind with Pookie and Ray Ray.
Yeah.
That's the real truth. It ain't even got nothing to do with her.
For real.
You mad because you wasn't never that nigga.
That part right there. With
And
all
now
your
you taking it out on them.
With all
Most
your
of
degrees,
most of these dudes.
6 figures, you know what I'm saying, 2 degrees, all of that. None of that meant anything because you got to measure. You got to measure yourself to this low non-quintessential slacker.
Yeah, so. You got birth control swag. That's it. No matter what you wear. And them niggas, man. Them niggas. That's why I don't I can't holler about it being all sisters. I know too many classy ones.
Yeah.
I know some classy, single, over 40, intelligent, ain't gonna give you trouble sisters. Their problem is who's doing their press. Lizzo, SZA, and they're not doing any press in the other direction. So they can fucking forget it. Because dudes are like, shit, I don't want nothing but pussy no way.
Thanks.
Okay, Jeff. Is it safe to say that this value system of putting a body up here is unnecessary when you put the beauty instead? When I keep hearing body, I keep hearing trash. in my terminology, a beauty is not a baddie.
Well,
She reflect what's on the inside as well on the outside.
when you
Baddie
hear
just
when you hear a woman use the term baddie, here's what she's not talking about: how she makes potato salad.
Ooh.
Here's what else she's not talking about: how she helps children with homework.
Ooh, yes.
Here's what else
Yes.
she's talking. Here's what else she's not talking about.
Yes.
She's not talking about how she drops her children off on time at soccer. She's not talking about how she went the extra mile to bake cookies for the school bake sale. She's talking about how many dudes don't know her wanna fuck. That's what she's talking about. I never.
Facts.
I've never heard a woman I respect refer to herself as a bad. Was Sister Coretta Scott King a baddie?
with a beauty.
Bruh, look here. You gotta let these hyenas talk to you. Let them talk. They're gonna tell you who they are.
Every time.
And there's too many of them to lie. That's the other thing. I think a man should be with as many women and be honest about.
There's way too many of them.
Be honest with 5 of them, be with 5 of them. That's what Isaiah 4 say again. Oh, 8. Nigga, 8 gonna knock on the door. That ain't Jeff Brown. You ain't gotta like it. You just gotta live it.
There you go. 4 of them.
And it's a way out. The problem is the only way out is classy.
And that is the fact. Look what I'm getting tired of the baddie conversation. Everybody complain about the baddie this, the baddie that. What you're saying totally correct. What I'm looking for is a beauty, not a baddie.
I'm gonna tell you, you need to treat these women like them Christmas gifts. You got to shake them a few times to figure out what's on the inside, because you damn sure ain't keeping the wrapper.
I'm not. No, first and foremost, New York City style. I ain't trying to shake it, 'cause I ain't trying to own it.
Well, how you gonna know what you're getting?
Well, bro, I gotta ask you where you looking.
Right now, I'm not planning to look no more because.
Well, don't worry about it then. Scratch that off your list and keep it pushing.
If I was you,
Nah,
I would
earlier he was
somewhere
talking
where
about putting himself in
prostitution
the tomb and shit. That's what we need to stop you from doing that. You just talking about entombing yourself. You talking about put me somewhere and seal myself in.
No, bro. Here's what you need, in my opinion. I wish somebody had told me this when I was young. I wish I could get in a time machine and kick myself in the throat. And not on no karate, not on that. Like stand on a chair and wait for the young me to come around the corner. Just kick that dumb sumbitch right in the Adam's apple. And tell him to move to Vegas, buy real estate, drive trucks, buy pussy, and adopt kids.
Okay.
I would be a multi-millionaire. You cut all the bullshit out the game. So I would suggest that you move somewhere where prostitution is legal or where money goes very far so you can pay some young lesbians to come scissor in front of you. If that's your thing. That may not be. That's just, I'm sharing too much right now. You need to make it as transactional as they do. What you trying to do? Make a family?
That's largely what folks trying to do. Make family, yeah.
Nigga, I'm 60. God forbid and I ain't gonna. I'm just y'all done seen her. My wife don't look good for 55. Oh, excuse me, 56. My wife look good, and she's prettier on the inside. I love my wife, but if anything happened, at 60, nigga, with bad knees,
done.
Here's what I'm worried about: where I'm gonna put my stuff, where I'm gonna stay, how I'm gonna transact business. You know what the last thing I'm worried about is? Female attention.
Exactly.
That's the last. That is so far down on the list.
Yep.
I just don't. I don't know what else the universe has to do brother, do you have a passport?
True.
He talking
What
about moving to
country?
Africa. He talking about moving back
Bruh,
to Africa.
I tell you to rethink that
Nigeria.
and look at Belize.
I'm aware of that. I got 2 passports, not 1.
Have you been to Belize?
No, I haven't, but I might think of it.
Sir, okay? All of them built somewhere between Beyonce and Yo-Yo, and they skin look like a coat of honey poured over the sun. And more than anything, they got American women beat with this dirty 4-letter word.
Oh.
They're nice. They're nice. Dimes will treat you like a king and be nice to you, not for your money, because they're nice people. They're pleasant and classy. I'll drop it there. So think
I
about
appreciate
Belize.
that.
Yeah, keep it on Peru too. Get you some Peruvians. So look at Jeff. Jeff know what I'm talking about.
Bruh.
Jeff know what I'm talking about. Come on, Jeff. Talk to him,
Bruh.
man. They don't know nothing about the Peruvians.
Here, there are many places you can go, and it sounds like this might be, and I don't like talking other man pockets, but if you're making standard money where you can live good in America, there are places you can live like a goddamn king.
I've been aware of that for a while.
Man, if you don't get out of here,
That's my main. I would say, did I tell that, my brother son? That's my main goal.
get off. Hey, get off of here and start packing. Dave, just turn around, start putting boxes. All that shit we see behind us. Next time we see you, that shit need to be in boxes. Get the fuck out. Ain't nothing good happening here, Dave. Ain't nothing good happening here. Get the fuck out.
I'm very aware of that.
I don't know why you playing with yourself, bro. You get look here. Go. Have you been to Brazil?
I've heard of Brazil.
Huh?
I've heard of it. I haven't been there yet.
Oh my God. Okay. Let me explain something to you, brother. Every Sunday morning in Brazil, they put the 8s and below in boats with provisions and set them adrift.
And it's only the 10.
There's only 9s and 10s, brother. The girl working at Subway is fine as fuck. Everywhere. I mean, jet black. Bruh. I did the same thing in Puerto Rico as I did in Brazil. I played this game with myself. I closed my eyes. Okay, I want to see 5'2", teacup titties, big old booty, jet black hair, green eyes. There, and there. Okay, close your eyes. Okay, I want to see 6'1", built like a supermodel with nappy afro puffs and gorgeous as hell, jet black. There, and there. Bruh. And all of these women ain't transvestites, transsexuals, and sex workers.
Lady boy.
That's that bullshit that is perpetuated by black women who have not been. And niggas that ain't got no game. Bruh. Get the fuck out of America. If you're not gonna look serious, if you're not gonna go here, you want to find a good black woman? I'll tell you where she is tomorrow. She's somewhere helping somebody for free. She's somewhere helping some homeless people. Go down to a homeless shelter and see who's helping out. That's that. There you go.
Yep.
Everybody, I'm getting ready to go. So at least we had. Hey, Hunter Wisdom, was great for you to come up here and put a little bit of balance up to this thing, but I know you heard it all tonight. So raise your hand when he
learned
said,
a lot.
Look at good black women. Right here.
Hit me up.
Right there. So anyway, I see you guys later. It was a good one, Uncle Jeff, my man.
Good night. Thanks
for the sharp.
Oh, you gotta go get everybody else. I'm out of here. Old man gotta get their sleep. So
true that.
Speak for yourself.
You ain't old. I got like 7 years on you. So when you get my age, you can talk.
I'm trying, bro. I'm trying.
There you go.
Man, I enjoyed this conversation. I know right now I got a couple of things to work on in the back
Yeah,
end.
like packing.
I'm on the grind right now, so I'm focused on my way out. Because
Get on out here, man.
my focus right now is get more than enough to get a couple of acres of land for myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is my goal right now. So I'm not worried about any extra activity that's not necessary or beneficial to me. If you want to jump on my program, I'm gonna let you know right off the bat. If you're not following my philosophy, jump off the boat. There'll be no lifesaver for you. None of that. I'm not playing that game.
Right on.
Because for me, who have been paying attention what's going on over there at the continent, I'm trying to get in where I fit in. I'm trying to make sure I'm either on stage 1 or stage 3 before I get locked up. Okay, I'm not trying to miss the opportunity. And there's a lot of going on right now that I don't trust mainstream media. I talk to people who are in ground zero to let me know what's really going on. And I get the footage, I get the pictures, and I get what's going on.
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do, man.
I want to be a part of that so that when I make it established, at least I know everything is smooth. Whoever want to join with me and build with me, she will enjoy it. So nothing to worry about. I'm going to tell you is that if you join me, there ain't no tapping out.
Alicia, as always, it's been a pleasure. Jeff, appreciate you, man. Always a pleasure. Like David, thank y'all guys for coming out. We finna shut this thing down because folks got to be to work in the morning. Appreciate y'all.
Good night.
Make sure y'all hit the like button, hit subscribe, all of that good stuff. Leave some comments. Peace, and we out.
Good night. Bye.